And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon! What's going on, guys? Today is a new day, and it's time for us to get into some wrestling. Oh, yeah. So, guys, I'm excited for today because I have the usual crew with me. Some of them will be coming in later than others, but guys, check this out. I got coming in two guys who actually are wrestlers. So I'm dying for you guys to hear their stories. But more than that, guys, we talk wrestling, and I would love to hear what they have to say, being that they are wrestlers. So it's one thing to be fans, and we sometimes go to events, right? Or we sit home and watch, and we say this, we say that. We think we know so much. Oh, the rumor is this, the rumor is that. But these guys have inside knowledge. These guys actually know how it feels to take a bump. They'll go rope to rope, you know, back and forth. These guys probably could take a kick, a punch. Guys, I'm excited. And as you know, I always come with the energy. But let's get into it. So with that being said, let me pull up a chair. And I'll bring in none other than the man, the myth, the legend, the smoke wheeling, cloud dealing, none other than my guy, my brother, Dave Green Eyes Jimenez.
Oh,
What's up, bro?
I gotta start off the video just like that.
You got to. That's your thing. That's your thing. That's your thing.
I gotta do it.
How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Pardon my my face being a little scruffy, but you know.
I got you. You know, you still look good. You look like it's lined up. What are you talking about?
It's lined up a little bit, but hold
Okay.
on. Hold on.
Yo, this guy, man.
Okay.
All right, you good now?
Little bit better.
I could have brought you off and brought you back on if you wanted to get yourself fixed up.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. It is a little scruffy, you know.
Okay.
But it is what it is.
Now, as you know, Maine said he's going to be a little bit late. Mike gets off of work a little late today. So it's you and me, but one of my guests is already here, man.
Okay.
So we're going to get to chat with him before the other guys. So you ready for me to bring on this individual?
Yeah, sure.
Pretty cool. So absolutely. I'm excited to bring to you guys somebody that I just met, and we talked all night long about wrestling, and it was pretty cool. He had a cool perspective, and I'm dying to hear more. But coming up, guys, on the show is none other than Nubius Black.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey,
What's
going
going
Can you hear me?
on? Yeah,
All right, man. How's everybody doing? Everybody cool?
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
I mean, I'm kind of intimidated. I got a cowboy and some brother shaving and shit live in the living color. I don't want to catch a zipper on the forehead, you know?
Listen, hey, Nubius, this show, man, we say whatever, we do whatever. We just like to chop it up and talk about wrestling. So Phil, and pull your seat up, feel at home. We're gonna do the damn thing.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I can feel at home. I'm sitting in my car right now, so I figured, you know what? I'm gonna get this
Same
in.
here. Same here.
So this is my car studio. So
Yeah.
yeah, to give you a little perspective on where I come from, I've been wrestling on and off for about 25 years. And I got into this shit very late. I didn't start wrestling till I was maybe 34.
Oh, wow.
Usually people get into the wrestling business 18, 19 years old. By my age now, they're making millions of dollars if they're good at it, you know? But I got in it at 34 because I was kind of tired of just watching it. And I met the guy that I would end up partnering with at a comic book store. And he was talking about wrestling and shooting the shit. And I jumped into the conversation, and he was telling me he just started training, and he, you know, gave me some tickets to see him work.
Mm.
I went to his show, and it was the shits. It was horrible. The match was horrible. Everybody else was good. He was just not that good at it. And it wasn't all his fault because his dance partner didn't know what he was doing either. So at the end of the show, I was laughing so hard sitting there with my wife, and the promoter was in nearby, and I didn't even know he was there. And I said, I could do better than that. And he got offended and says, well, here's my address. Come into a tryout and we'll put you through the test. So I'm like, fuck, man, now I got to fucking prove this shit, you know? So I went there and did all the, you know, what happens is they give you the standard drills. They'll run you like crazy, and they wait till you're good and tired and wore out from doing all that running. Then decide, well, now we're going to take you into the ring and take advantage of it.
Mm.
That way, if you gave them money, which I didn't, they just wanted to, they figured I didn't respect what was going on.
Mm.
But I knew enough from, just by osmosis, by just watching. And when they realized they could hurt me, but I could hurt them back.
Mm.
And they kind of like, this old fucking know what he's doing. So they didn't realize, I grew up in my small town in New Jersey. I grew up not being so close to the wrestling business, not knowing it, because my dad was good friends with Arnold Skolin, if you know who that is. He was good friends with Chief J Strongbow, because wrestling used to be big in Trenton. And they used to actually have events in Trenton, and my dad was a mechanic, and wrestlers' cars would break down. And my dad would fix their cars, and they would like not have money, and they would barter, like, here, hold my Rolex till I get paid type of shit. And I was a kid working with my pops, and I didn't know who these big motherfuckers were, but I knew they were big, And my aunt lived next door to the original Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers. So when I went there for the summers, I played catch with the Nature Boy, never knowing he was a wrestler. They didn't advertise that shit. And to this day, my sister, who lives not too far from Cowboy and out there in Willingboro, she lives next door to Gorilla Monsoon, and his wife is still living there. So
Wow.
I was so close to wrestling and not really knowing it. So when I got into it, I kind of, they wouldn't tell you what's real and what's not, because that's a smart way to train, because they're teaching you in the beginning to actually defend yourself and learn how to fall and not hurt yourself, and learn how to throw and not hurt somebody else. But other than that, everything was still kind of hush hush, even back in the late 90s, it was, cat was out of the bag that it wasn't, it wasn't legit as in who was going to win and who was going to lose, but they didn't want to tell you how the magic was done either. So slowly but surely, I learned how the magic was done. And basically what I learned is what me and Cowboy talked about, is like, you need 3 basic things. You need to have a decent look with, that includes your personality. You need to actually know how to cut a promo. That means talk you got to be able to talk fans into hating you or liking you and willing to spend that money to buy a ticket for you. And you got to have to actually need to do something else. You need to know how to work. Work doesn't mean wrestling. A lot of people get that confused. And for example, you guys know who Daniel Bryan is. Bryan Danielson is.
Yeah.
Yes. Greatest wrestler in the world. But back in the day, before he was the greatest wrestler in the world, that's all he was. He was a great wrestler. He didn't know how to work because he didn't have a personality and he didn't know how to work the crowd with his personality. Now that motherfucker can turn into a villain in the middle of a match. He comes out as a baby face and get the chairs, and then we'll have you want to fucking kill him. That's what you call a worker. Some people like Hulk Hogan. You got to have at least two of those three. Hogan knew how to work. That means he could work the crowd with the whole 24-inch pipe on, vitamins, steroids, whatever the fuck, you know? He could do that, but he couldn't wrestle. But he had a look. And he didn't start that look. Superstar Billy Graham started that look. So I'm going to show you my age. I'm 57 years old, and I still can do this shit. Just not as fast as everybody else. That's all. But I always enjoyed it because it was a combination of three things I liked in school. And that was like, I liked drama. I was in the drama class, but I never got on stage because I was shy. But I liked art because I could design costumes and backgrounds and stuff. And athletics, you know, I was pretty decent athlete. I'm not going to sit there and tell you I was a Heisman Trophy winner or all that bullshit, but I was pretty good. I was the average guy. You know, I was not the tallest basketball player, not the biggest football player. I mean, my max weight in high school was 165 pounds. And another thing that got me into wrestling is when I had my son, I remember laying on the couch and him laying on me going, oh my God, I'm a fat piece of shit. No offense to fat pieces of shit, but I didn't want to be one. I looked at myself and I did not want my son to one day come home and go, oh, don't pay attention to my dad laying on the couch. He's a fat piece of shit. So even at 57, I still work out 4 times a week. And I try to stay as good shape as possible. So I ain't saying you got to be out there ripped and all that bullshit. No, you just got to look like, you got to look the part. And I'm not knocking my partner, but the guy I trained with, and I was hopefully he'd be on by now, but, you know, let's face it, he looks like Carl Winslow from Family Matters. Not too intimidating. But he can work. He gets in the ring and works. And for years, he did not want to, he wanted to portray himself as a badass. There's two people like that. A legit badass and someone in their mind who thinks they're a fucking badass. So you can draw from that fantasy of you being a badass and be a badass. Not many people can do that. And I mean by that, like, okay, in my opinion, that's all it is. I don't think Steve Austin's a badass. He portrays a good badass. But if he's walking down the street on one end of the street and Ron Simmons is walking on the street on the other side of the street, I will fuck Steve Austin up. Ron Simmons, I'm done. That's a legit badass. You want to know why? He doesn't have to say he is. You know he's a badass. That motherfucker is the shit. He's the greatest wrestler for our people in a long, long time. You know, I'm being real. Because, you know, let's face it. I don't know how old the average age of anybody who's going to be on this show, but there were times when black wrestlers could only wrestle black wrestlers. Yeah. You get in the ring with a white dude, you ain't coming home. They will hang your ass or try to stab you. I mean, even in the 90s, I had people throw piss on me, throw batteries at me, and I was the fucking good guy, all right? And you really got to learn how to control that shit because you're out there to entertain whoever's out there, be it 10 people, be it 300. If that one person fucks it up, you don't want him to fuck it up for everybody. So you got to hold that shit in and hope that bitch is out there at the end of the night. Then you can settle some shit.
So let me pull us all back on here, but also we got somebody else entering the building, none other than the guy that would be quick to jig you because he's sharper than the scissor. My man, Switchblade.
Yo.
Damn.
What's going on?
Without the camera. He's so sharp you can't even see him.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to figure out why I'm show.
Just like you could log out and jump back in, and it might fix itself. And I'll pull you right in.
All right, no problem. Hey, you know what? I want to add just real quick. Yeah, Ron Simmons, hell yeah. Butch Reed, Doom, forget about it.
Real deal.
Yeah.
Legitimate badass. Legitimate badass. Big
Real deal.
bodies, big, strong guys. They weren't even ripped, but they were powerful. How powerhouses.
Yeah. They were so intimidating the way they looked.
Oh, forget about it.
There were stories of Ron Simmons going into the ring, to the gym rather, with the Road Warriors and I want to say Bradshaw Layfield. And everybody had their workout equipment on. Everybody warmed up. Ron Simmons just had a sweatshirt on and a pair of jeans and cowboy boots. The story goes, everybody started off with like 300 pounds and they're trying to show whose dick is bigger. You know, everybody's out there doing their dick size thing. Ron Simmons throw 500 on here, throws 500 on there, bench presses it for reps, says, peace out, I'll meet y'all out in the parking lot. That was his workout. His workout was to shut these motherfuckers up and nobody else could compete with that shit. Ron Simmons wasn't juiced up. He wasn't on cocaine because the Road Warriors, they're like a little,
they were juiced,
you know what I'm saying? They loved their cocaine, you know, and Ron Simmons didn't have time for that shit because he knew that if they get pulled over by the cops, even if he wasn't driving, he was the one that was spending the night in jail. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. I had it happen to me. It's just a fact. A lot of people don't appreciate, and I say that as fans, and you have the right as a fan to like who you like and dislike who you don't like. And, you know, that's like with anything. But I realized once I started doing it, even the people I didn't like I was not an X-Pac fan, but the shit that he had to go through to do what he did,
right?
I appreciate that. I appreciate a guy who could do a stupid Bronco Buster, miss, but there's a wire from the ropes because the ropes aren't made out of rope. They're made out of metal, like the shit you see holding telephone poles up. That metal tore through his tights and ripped his asshole out. He didn't even realize he was bleeding to death until he got to the locker room and passed out. They had to rush him to the hospital so his rectum back up. So you gotta appreciate that stupid fucking move now, right? And it's the dumbest fucking move, and you know, and I'm all for everybody, you know, straight, gay, whatever the hell, but that shit was some gay. I wouldn't take that shit. That shit, I see a crotch coming my way. This is what they running into. Big old fist.
Hey, listen.
Wow, right in the head.
Listen, you could get that stink face.
I take that as long as the chick is doing it.
Yeah, but absolutely.
Do you know what that was for? You know how that got invented?
No.
Vince would use the stink face as a retaliation or a punishment to whoever he was pissed off at. And that was Rikishi's job, was to go out there and fucking publicly humiliate you. You never seen The Rock take one.
Oh,
never.
No.
You never seen Austin take one. Nope. You never seen Taker take one. You want to know why? Because they fucking make money. Everybody else that I didn't name from the Attitude Era took that shit. I don't even think China took that shit, be honest with you. If you're on top, you get a different type of punishment. You know, you're not going to get a big fucking Samoan's ass in your face. It's just not going to happen.
So listen, man. Nubius, you got to spill some tea, man. You got to tell us like who you actually got to work. You told me a couple people you got to wrestle with in the past. So tell us where you were wrestling at.
So the people I worked with, again, I don't know the age bracket here. So I wrestled the guys who were coming down, you know, from WWE. They're going down now. They're off WWE. They're off Broadway, they call it. And they're at the indie venues. And I wrestled people like my very first match, scariest match of all time because it's your first match. You know what I mean? I can lie to you just like when it's the first time you got laid. But man, that pussy was fantastic. You don't remember shit about that shit. You just don't. I remember going the guy who taught me, who trained also at the Monster Factory in New Jersey, and that's where I trained as well. And then I trained at his gym at the Square Circle gym that was in Levittown, Pennsylvania. So the first match, he wouldn't tell me who it was. He says, dude, trust me, just do what the guy tells you to do. Everything will be fine. And I get to the ring, and They just tell me to stall for time because he's not here yet. So I'm making fun of the town, old school shit. Then they announce him. And I thought they said Al Bundy. It was King Kong Bundy. This motherfucker, legit 400 fucking pound man.
Wow.
He just came walking out. And I got out of the ring and sat in the crowd. I was scared. And I had like this partner manager guy, this little skinny dude. And I was like, dude, you got to go in there with me because it just looks stupid if it's just me because he going to wipe me up. So we get in the ring and we lean in. And that's when you have the conversation because, you know, back in the day, you would call it in the ring, we call it. We knew what a winning scenario was. We knew the ending and we knew the beginning. Lock up. Some shit happens in the middle, and we knew what the ending was. Then I was going to lose. I didn't have a problem with that. I just didn't know who I was losing to. Right. And when we locked up and I grabbed his leg was so fucking warm, and this was the size of a fucking torso. And he goes, all right, here we go. And he proceeds to beat the living shit out of both of us. And he kneed me so hard that I went through the ropes, and I was still in shock that I was working with a legend, you know, that I didn't protect myself and grab the rope to slow my fall. I went sailing right onto the fucking first row, head first, knocked the fuck out. Ref is trying to call the match. I'm telling him, oh, no, you don't want to call the match because it's just going to piss him off. So I said, buy me some time. He bought me a couple seconds. I get back in the ring. He beats the shit out of the skinny guy. He squashes both of us. The match might be on YouTube. It should be on YouTube. But I'm laying down. My partner's on top of me. Bundy's on top of us. And you think Bundy's by himself. That's how big he is. And at the time, I was 255. I was like 255 pounds. I was pretty big. Didn't matter. This motherfucker squashed the shit out of me. But it was a good experience. He was really friendly. He was really nice. I find wrestling, the older guys like that from that generation to be more appreciative, and they teach you stuff than wrestling people that have my caliber or my, you know, level. Because you're not going to get any better anyhow because they're the same level. But you're working with somebody like that, and they're going to teach you a certain thing. And then to make matters worse, I think my next match was even scarier because it was like, my wife she couldn't go, so I had to go by myself, and I brought my son. My son was maybe 1 year old. So it was in Delaware. Drive out to Delaware. There's no GPS. I'm writing shit on a fucking map, you know, going out to Delaware to this firehouse. And this crowd was packed. It was packed. It was a really good packed house. And you go in there, you have your kid, and you look at see who you're working with. And I'm in the ring, and I look at I'm trying to see who I'm working with. And I said, hold up, this can't be right. So I go to the promoter. I'm like, yo, this can't be right. This guy is way too good. I'm going to fuck this up, and it's going to piss him off, and I'm going to look like shit. And it was Dan Severn. This was Dan Severn, UFC world champion Dan Severn. Not Dan Severn. They didn't know what to do with in WWE Dan Severn. He didn't get there yet. He was using me to work out so he can go to fucking WWE and be mismanaged. And I was scared to death. And all he said, and it's funny because he talks with a high voice. You know, you look at this guy and he's like, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you, just fill my hands and I'll tell you where to go. I'm like, what the fuck? And, you know, and I'm a natural asshole, and I'm wanting to make fun of this bitch, but I don't want to die. So Dan Severn's girlfriend, female friend, she watched my son in the back, and we called it in the ring. All I knew was that I was going to lose to some fucking arm bar type of thingy. And we wrestled for 10 minutes, and he made me look like a fucking star, dude. He made me look like I knew what I was doing in my second match, because that's how good a great wrestler is. He can make anybody look good. And he made me look. After a while, the fantasy was, damn, I'm pretty good. Watch me try to do this shit. And he wouldn't let that shit happen because it wasn't going to happen if he didn't want it to happen. Right. But yeah, 10 minutes. I wrestled him. That was probably one of my favorite matches. Who else did I? George the Animal Steel. You know who that is?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Well, look,
Some of you guys might be younger than me.
we're both 45, man. We're both 45.
Okay.
45,
So I wrestled George Steele, if you call that a match. I said, what do you want me to do? He says, as soon as I get in the ring, jump out, run, and start screaming. I can do that. I got out. He came to the ring, and he started running and chasing me and ran around in circles a couple times. He put me in a hammerlock, and I screamed like a white lady in church, and that was the end of that shit. So, but I still had that marked off. I wrestled, what is his name? Gene Snitsky. Big motherfucker.
Wow. Oh, I haven't heard that name. Wow.
Yeah, right? He was another guy. WWE didn't know what to do with him. Yeah. Gene Snitsky was really good, man. He can move. Yeah. He was like old school Kane before Kane went crazy and became a politician. Yeah. But Gene Snitsky was cool. Somebody that you might recently know, Damian Priest.
Oh, okay.
I wrestled Damian Priest in a couple battle royals, and he threw me out on my head. But nice guy. I'm glad he getting a break. You know, Damian Priest is the shit. And who else did I wrestle? I gotta think. Did I write anything down? East LA. I wrestled him. East LA used to be. He wrestled as the Cuban Assassin back in the NWA days, and it was funny. He was Puerto Rican playing a Cuban, but it's wrestling, right? And he was. He gave me probably the last 2 great matches I ever have. It was a hardcore match, and we went out there and shit got insane. My wife thought the man was trying to kill me, so I knew we were doing the job right. And I wrestled Balls Mahoney. And Balls Mahoney, nice guy.
Oh, wow.
He gone too soon, too. So, you know, a lot of these cats ain't with us no more. And the one thing that's good about today's wrestling is the wrestlers don't have the same hang-ups as the wrestlers of the past, you know, so they didn't have to get involved with a lot of drugs and pain medication and a lot of traveling and shit. Because people sit there, fans will sell you, in my opinion. They will tell you Ric Flair is the best wrestling champion ever. And I'm like, okay, that's an opinion, but at what cost was he the best wrestling champion ever? At what cost? He has kids he don't know. He had kids he buried. He has wives he has to support. And I mean wives. He's on number 5 now. He's on number 5. And that means he traveled so much, he didn't want to fucking be home. That's the opposite of me. I wanted to be home. Plus, I was old any goddamn how. I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I signed up for the first season of Tough Enough. I went as far as the final interview. And the final interview that Taz even told me, they're not picking you. You know, you're too old, and you got a wife and kids. Because he says, you don't know what this show's about, do you? And I'm like, it's a wrestling show. He goes, no, it's not. They're going to put you in a fucking room with a bunch of 20-something years old and try to stir the shit. And Taz says, we don't want to ruin a marriage. Because next thing you know, I'm caught with my dick hanging out. And then what? You know what I mean? So it worked for the best. You can see part of my promo I did for Tough Enough is on the very first season premiere. So that was on there. I missed it. I was in the bathroom taking a shit. My wife was like, oh, you're on TV. Check it out. By the time I got down there, it was gone. So, I mean, it is what it is. I proved to the one person I needed to prove it to, and that was me. And if I had a chance, don't let my wife hear me say this. I'll look, make sure she ain't walking around. If I get a call to come in and do something quick, I could still do something quick. That's cool. I think I can, without killing myself. But that being said, injuries suck.
Let me ask you this, real quick, Nubius. So hold up, real quick. I want to say what's up to Windstar. I want to say what's up to Mike Pennon. I see Robin Banks in the building. Bruce said he said this story is awesome. Let me ask you this, and I know Chaos isn't here, so let me ask you this. What do you prefer, single matches, or did you like being a tag team? Because I always want to know the people who had a long career as a tag team, but would they have preferred to do singles? So I'm curious.
Well, single, it's funny to say it's all on you because you're working with another person. Mm-hmm. And single is fun, but it's just you two. But even when I worked single, I try to have somebody like Chaos would be my manager of that night so I could bounce shit off of him because he's funny I can be. My deal is, like I said, I can't really be a straight face baby face because it just doesn't work because it's totally against what I am. And I can be a dick because I'm a dick. I mean, that's easy, but I can still be a likable dick, you know, but I can also be the villainous dick as well. So to make that short, working with a tag, though, I have somebody to bounce ideas off and literally get bounced off from. So we worked out, me and Chaos worked out a pretty good dichotomy. I'm the straight man and he's the fucking, you know, the nut job. But I'm the one that's always taking the fucking pins or legit getting hurt. It always happens. I hate being in a ring with him. I like it, but I hate it at the same time because I know something bad is going to happen. Every time I'm in the ring with him, I can guarantee a concussion. And that ain't good because something will fuck up and next thing you know, I don't even know where I'm at. I wrestle singles matches. I never get hurt. Tag matches, always get hurt. For instance, you know what a moonsault is. So the guy said he wanted to do a moonsault on both of us as his finish. I'm like, fine. Long as you slam me and put me in between the turnbuckle and the outside. That way I'm not on the edge of the fucking move. I'm on the inside. I can always tuck and be a little bit over here. Sure, no problem. We go through the thing. I get slammed. I open my eyes and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm in the wrong spot. So I can't move over. So I got to stay there. Chaos gets slammed and he's like, whispers to me, you're in the wrong spot. And I'm like about to say, no shit. And all I see is a boot. And the guy wore steel tip sneak boots, like, cause he was a mechanic or some bullshit. That was his gimmick. Knocked me stone cold the fuck out. I was out. So by the time they brought me, you know, they woke me up, the medic came in and Chaos says to me, are you okay? I'm like, dude, get the fuck off me and make sure he's not in the back when I get back there. That's it. Am I asking for too much? I wanted something simple and I got knocked out. So besides the concussions, I broke my C7 vertebrae in my neck and my coccyx bone. I don't know which pain is more, the pain in my ass or the pain in my neck, but that's part of the game though. C7, anything higher than C7, you're looking at paralysis. So I fucking really dodged the bullet on that. So,
wow.
But yeah, tag teams, me and Cowboy make a good tag team. I get to pick you up and throw you at people and shit. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them in there, man. You got to talk them into this shit.
Yeah, Dave, he was telling me, bro, you ain't too old. Get in there. I said, man, I always would love to do it.
Come on. Even if you do it, even if you go out for a tryout, you can always say, I tried out for it, and it ain't what people think it is. And the tryouts are free. I'll go with you. I think it'll be fun. Having your wife mad at me and shit because you hurt, you can't move. It'll be great. She'll be pissed off. My wife would be pissed off, and we can never have good friends.
Look, I'm only doing it if Dave's my tag team partner. Dave's 6'4".
Yeah,
that's all right. Come on, Dave.
275. So.
Oh man, you money. Yeah. Where you at? Where you located? See, I'm already trying to recruit. Where you located at?
I'm using my height and weight for a different profession. You know.
What, assassin?
Switchblade knows. Yeah, I use my height and weight for a different profession. I don't deal with
that. Hey, yo, Ed, let's go try out. Franco, if you do it, I do it. Franco's the oldest friend I know. I knew him when I was in early elementary school. So thanks for coming on, man. Now, he's one of the guys that go to all the wrestling stuff, too, I was telling you about. Nubius. Yeah, he's a fan of the indie stuff. Him and a couple of my buddies, they go to every damn thing, man.
Doesn't work.
This guy?
No. A guy in the chat.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, my guy Franco.
But yeah, I think you appreciate indie stuff when the shit you see on TV because it's totally different when you're wrestling in the indies. I don't have to wrestle and go, oh shit, I got to remember where the hard camera's at, so I got to spin around to show the TV audience I'm about to do the move, the finishing move, and it looks kind of. If you think about it now, You're like, wow, that looks very fucking rehearsed, but you really got to do that nowadays. Back in the day, even Stone Cold didn't wrestle for the camera, it's called, because he was like, fuck it, I'm the star, you gonna follow me where I'm at. But again, today's wrestling, you gotta pose for the fucking finisher. Everybody has to have this stupid setup, and it's not my thing. My thing is like, back in the day when Jake the Snake hit you with a DDT, you never seen it coming. Now it's like, I gotta wave to the crowd, kiss a baby, put my hands in my pants, all that bullshit. I mean, I get it. That's the whole, you know, the drama of the whole deal. You know, people's elbow where he has to do all that other crazy shit just to drop a fucking elbow. But you know, people bought it. You know,
this is good what Franco said. He said indie shows are for the fans, the mainstream shows are for the masses.
Yes,
also, guys,
exactly.
I dropped the link to join. So, Franco, if you want to jump in here and ask a couple questions for Nubius, you want to chat some wrestling, that's cool. So, Nubius, let me ask you this, bro. We got to get into this. So, I want to ask you a question. So, you knowing what you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your... I got to ask you the hard questions, all right?
I'll give you the easy answer.
All right, let's go. If you had a gun to your head, what promotion do you prefer, AEW or WWE?
I look at it like this. If AEW was around when I started in my 30s,
okay,
we would have a different conversation because I would actually be working there because I know they would hire me because I know what I brought. I mean, I'm not having an ego or nothing, but I know what Tony Khan would want it. And what me and Chaos had was something totally fucking different. Put it this way. For example, when Chaos still wanted to play the tough guy role, and I said it's not going to work because people are not going to look at you and go, hey, tough guy. No, they look at you and go, hey, fucking baker. You look like a baker. And I said, instead of you being a baker, I said, why don't we do an angle where you hit your head and you just fucking go off George Animal Steel crazy? He didn't want to try it, but I said, dude, you got this mannequin. His grandmother made this life-size mannequin before she died. And it's a really spooky fucking mannequin. I said, what is it that you hit your head and you hear voices from the mannequin? And then you bring the mannequin to the ring and you're talking to the mannequin but ignoring me. Every time I go to tag him in, he would stick the mannequin's hand in there and it fucking got over. Next thing you know, Al Snow was using the head. I kid you not. I kid you not. We were doing that shit about a month and a half before Al Snow started doing the head. So I know we could have got over if AEW was in existence at that time. Because AEW wants, they want variety. WWE, especially for a while, was cookie cutter. Everybody looked like a male porn star. Randy Orton was old up and no hair. He had one little tattoo. Cody, DiBiase, all three of them motherfuckers look like the same guy.
Let me do this real quick.
And I'm not shucking and jiving. I am not the black guy to dance around and shuck and jive. I'm not doing it.
Let me do this real quick, Nubius. Let me just bring in real quick. I like to do intros, man. I'm sorry, but I like to bring people in. Sometimes I had some people that leave because somebody's talking. I'm like, bro, just wait. I'm going to pull you in. They're like, they ain't pulling me in, but I like to formally introduce you. So I'm about to bring in right now my guy, the oldest friend I have in the world, nicknamed Nitty Mac. He also loves Godzilla like myself. He is one of the nicest guys, but don't ever cross him because it's going down. My man, Franco. Another invisible mother effer. God damn. This ain't
that was a good intro, though. Michael Buffer ain't got shit on you.
Switchblade told me that the camera didn't work on his tablet, so he got off. But he said the stories that you were telling were amazing. So you get props from my boy Switchblade. So, and I'm listening to you, and you're naming a lot of people that I happen to have met. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took a picture with Balls Mahoney when he did a show in East Brunswick at the Middlesex County Fair. He did a show at the Middlesex County Fair, and I was able to, get a hold of him and ask him if he could take a picture with me. and he took a picture with my big ass holding the chair to my head like he was gonna go ahead and kill me with the chair. So it was real cool. I met King Kong Bundy. He was very, very nice dude, you know, which was real cool. And it's just like, it's cool hearing all these names coming from you, because I'm like, oh wow, I met that guy, or I know about that guy. It's real cool to hear about the people that you work with.
And if you notice, today's wrestlers, I haven't named any of them. Some of them I met, but they're not. I don't want to disparage anybody, you know, be honest, you know, but some of they're just not that nice. Rob Van Dam, awesome guy. Sabu, awesome guy. You know, I was still, when I met Sabu, I was still under the impression that motherfucker didn't know English because he didn't talk. He didn't talk in public.
Yeah.
And me and Chaos actually, we talked ourselves into doing an opening match for ECW when they came to Trenton. And we talked, we kept our gear. They always say, keep your gear with you. You never know. So our gear was in my truck. We came in, set up the ring, set up the chairs. And I was like, yo, you think we can get a quick match? You know, just to warm up the crowd. And Tommy Dreamer was running that show. And he goes, which is weird. It's because I only knew wrestlers by their wrestling names back then. So he goes, well, go tell Pete. And Pete, if Pete says you can do it, go ahead and do it. So we're walking around going, Pete. Pete. Next thing you know, this guy, this orange motherfucker turns around. Who the fuck is calling my name? I'm like, oh shit, it's Taz. But then he stood up. And I'm like, this nigga's so short. You know what? I think we both could take him if shit got wrong. I said, Tommy said that me and my boy could do an opening show match, you know, but we had to let you know. And I never forget his line. He says, do I look like I give a flying fuck? I said, fuck it. I took that as a yes. So I grabbed the referee, Bill Monaghan. I said, dude, we're going to go 5 minutes. I'm the baby. He's the heel. They told me to grab you. He says, okay. So we went out there. We called it in the ring. I got the win. We got booed because no one knew who we were. We were the fucking chair setter-uppers. But I don't give a fuck. We just conned our way into this shit.
Yeah.
So we go to the back. Chaos gets up and goes to the back. And I just keep my head down. I go in the back. I leave the building. I go back to my car to change my clothes. But before I do, I hear Taz go, what the fuck was that? And Chaos goes, what are you talking about? He goes, you mean to tell me he hit you with his finisher and you just get up and walk out? You're learning some shit now, right? He wasn't selling it. And because of that, we had to go out and buy a couple cases of cheap-ass beer. But that was a learning experience. So that was cool. You know, Taz was cool. Tommy was cool. A lot of the ECW guys were cool. Terry Funk, when he talks to you, he's talking to you.
Mm.
He's not giving you the fucking memorized speech Hulk Hogan bullshit. He talks to you. He wants to know who you are. Are you married? What you do for a living? He is the most friendly and giving fucking guy. And I'm glad he's still with us because world would be a smaller place, man, because that cat was really nice. Really nice. Terry, and I remember rubbing his back. He told me to rub a knot out of his back. It was like rubbing a leather. I was like, this is nasty, but it's Terry fucking Funk, but I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And that motherfucker was like the cream of the crop. Another one, a lot of people don't believe this shit, but nicest guy, again, left us too soon, New Jack. New Jack called I remember giving him my phone. He called my wife and asked my wife, could I be his tag team partner in the Gangsters? I thought he was joking. New Jack was deadly fucking serious. And my wife said, no fucking way are you doing that shit. She wasn't letting me fuck around with New Jack. You know what I mean? New Jack would have got us both killed. But still, nicest guy.
Bring a trash can full of toys to the ring.
Right. But here's the thing. New Jack could wrestle. I worked out with New Jack in the ring, and New Jack could do hip tosses, leapfrogs, arm drags, figure four. He could do joint manipulation. But it was easier for him to do the shit he was doing. So,
look,
New Jack was the shit.
We're gonna make Nitty Mac feel okay. Yo, can you hear us, Nitty? Franco.
Hello.
He must be. Can you, Franco? Could you hear us?
Testing 1 2 1 2.
1 2.
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. Say something. I was trying to make you feel better and make us. You can't see us all.
Oh, that's what that was. I thought I done broke some shit.
Nah, I just pulled this out real quick. So, Franco, what's going on? I thought he was talking.
Yeah. Damn, we got dark shit in this motherfucker.
Yo, hold on. You didn't tell me though, man. You didn't break down which one. You said back in the day you would have been working for
AEW all the way. AEW all the way.
Thank
you.
you.
Why? Because AEW gives you time off. They give you time. I mean, you don't have to be a top guy to have a baby to have time off, paid time off, maternity leave. They give you you're paid in a tier system. WWE, doesn't pay in a tier system. They pay you as they pay you. WWE don't offer contracts, they offer opportunities. Those opportunities can be ripped and shredded right in fucking front of you after they're offered. Name one person at AEW who was hired there and then all of a sudden was let go. They weren't let go. Tony Khan will let the contract run out and obligate not to renew. Like any real job. If your contract is out next Friday and you all of a sudden go to the office and go, oh, well, are we going to renew? And he goes, not at this time. That's it. You only worked twice that year, but you still got paid every fucking week. WWE can offer you the moon. The moon. There's a lot of cats that were offered that fucking moon. You know where they're at? In AEW. That's where they're at. That's where the moon is.
Okay, so as far as not working there, right? But as far as, is that your favorite? Is that your product of choice to watch?
As of right now, it goes AEW, MLW. Also, me and Cass would make a fucking move on that if we were younger. MLW is really good. Another indie scene from Court Bauer, who used to be a head writer in WWE. In NWA, because I always wanted to wrestle in front of a fucking studio audience. I don't know. I never thought, wow, I want to wrestle in front of fucking thousands and thousands of people. Not really, because when you fuck up, guess who sees it? Thousands and thousands of people. That's who. I want to wrestle in an intimate environment. I think the most people I wrestled in front of was 500 people, and it fucking blew my fucking mind. I really had to concentrate because, again, today's wrestlers, especially in WWE, you are given a script. These writers are writing moves and stunts for you that some of these guys may not even be fucking ready for. You see what I'm saying? A writer's coming up with that. So I get knocked in the head like it always happens, and I get a concussion. What happens? I don't remember fucking page 6 of this fucking script now. I don't even know I'm in the fucking ring right now. I want to do a show where give me bullet points. I will talk my ass into those bullet points. Give me a beginning of the match. Give me who's going over. That means who's winning. And that's all I need to fucking know. The referee will tell me when to fucking end the match. He'll tell me, if you pay attention, the referee always leans in. And he's leaning in telling them, you got 2 more minutes or take it home. If you see a referee squeeze a fucking finger, he's checking to see if that motherfucker's dead. And if you see this, he probably is. He's not from Wakanda. The motherfucker's dead. Anybody else in their right mind, when Stone Cold took that hit that he took, a regular human being would have never finished that fucking match. You'll never get that again. Because what was the point of Stone Cold losing that fucking match? That meant nothing because the whole idea of the whole kiss my ass thing went out the window anyhow. So he risked even further damage on the shittiest fucking trip backfall schoolboy move on Owen Hart. And then what? He was gone for 6 months. It made no sense. Why risk it? But he did because he was Vince's new toy.
Well,
and I don't want to be. I don't want to be anybody's toy. I want to be somebody's employee.
No, that's cool.
And because if I'm somebody's toy, if you have kids, and I had two, and I got a dog, they get tired of that fucking toy really fucking quick, and that's what Vince is now. He's a fucking senile old crazy person now.
We don't get started on the Vince thing because Dave is gonna go crazy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all do a whole crazy Vince thing, but real quick, let me just pull in Main Games. The man through this engagement you don't ever heard. My man proposed with a Taco Bell packet. He is smoother than butter. Main Games.
You got to work the gimmick, man. You got to work the gimmick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
you got to
God.
work the gimmick.
Trying
What
to
you
do
mean?
here.
Are you putting bended knee chalupa?
No, man. I just got mad game. No matter what situation you put me in, make it work.
Oh man, this is the guy we got to get in the ring. Then listen to that shit. I love it.
You got Main Game. You know?
I like it.
That's it,
I
baby.
like it.
That's it. That's it.
Yo,
That's
I
it.
heard people like that. I like the dudes with the mad game, and then they get in there and catch a chop. All of a sudden, wrestling got very fucking real. Because I don't like them motherfuckers at all. I was chopped so hard, my black ass had a handprint on my chest.
Nah.
And I'm dark skinned. I ain't good looking light skinned brother like you, man. I was a dark skinned, straight out of Wakanda looking motherfucker. I was a border tribe nigga. You see what I'm saying? And I had a handprint on my chest.
Oh man, that's
slapped me so hard my nipple went flying out of the third row.
It wasn't them Danielson chops.
Would you ever wrestle, man? Would you ever wrestle?
Oh, you know what? I actually
fuck no.
Last year, there's the Santino brothers, I believe in San Bernardino, I believe it was. They have a school, and I was actually getting ready to go to that school last year. Actually, I was thinking about it, but I was like, I don't know, man. My short ass will end up getting ran over.
Doesn't matter, dude. They'll find a spot for you. Trust and believe.
Really?
Where was this school at?
It's in San Bernardino, out here in Southern California.
Oh, okay.
I believe there was one there, and also there's another one in that I forget his actual name, but man, I'm drawing a blank. What's his name? Fatu, last name Fatu.
Rikishi.
Yeah, he has one out in LA too. So I was
yeah.
one of those places. Yeah.
Believe it or not, he trained Rusev.
Really?
Out there in LA. That's where Rusev got started.
Interesting.
And Gangrel. Gangrel also co-trained him.
Yeah.
That was my dude. That was my guy.
So I thought about it. I've always wanted to do that, man.
Greatest entrance. Remember the three things I said?
Thank you.
Had a great entrance. Had a great look. Put the mic in front of him. The motherfucker sound like Sylvester the Cat. I don't know if it was the fucking teeth. I don't know what it was. But sucker and succotash, that motherfucker couldn't talk. But his old lady could talk. Luna Vachon could talk.
Yeah, man.
You know who had a good gimmick back in the day, man? Val Venus.
Oh, yeah. As far as tone.
It was so risque back then. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah. You could never pull that off today.
Oh, yeah. No. Wouldn't work. Nah.
Val Venus's sister was married to Edge at the time when that was going on.
Really?
And then Edge got caught cheating with Lita. Who was engaged to Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Then Edge ended up marrying Beth Phoenix. Go fucking figure that shit the fuck out.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
I don't make this shit up. This is legit, man. Only in wrestling, right?
So Nubius, let me ask you this: since Maine is a big fan of AEW, I'm gonna have you on here. What's your thoughts with this Cody Rhodes supposed to be leaving? Is it a work? Is it what's your thought? Is he coming to WWE?
Okay. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out tonight. If it's a work.
Really?
I think Cody is working it.
Yep.
Because he never met the WWE. All those pictures you see are all fucking bullshit because they didn't even look like Cody. How you hide that fucking shitty ass tattoo on your neck? You know D'Agostino ain't put that shit there. The bottom line is, I think, and I'm reaching here.
Go ahead, say it, but I think I might be agreeing.
Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor.
There you go.
Cody Rhodes is going to run it. That's what I think is going to happen. But that being said, They kept saying Cody was going to WWE, but why? WWE never said his name. I don't give a fuck if it was a goddamn surprise or not. And they never mentioned Brandy because nobody likes Brandy's ass.
Hold up. The other day, somebody said, what is the Miz said? Dashing.
Yeah, he did.
So what?
He did.
Guess what Ed said? Phenomenal. And guess what it was? AJ Styles, Mr. $3 million a year.
Hey, that's a nuts.
So,
that's a nuts contract.
Why would Cody go back after they disrespect his father and his brother? Because his brother's not allowed to ever go back.
Yeah.
Why would he go back?
That's
They
kinda
disrespect, they disrespect Dusty. They own Dusty's name. They wouldn't even give his name to the kids that are alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why would you go back to that shit? I mean, good. Stranger things has happened, brother.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan tried to take you to court twice and lock your ass in jail, brother. And you keep
Still
bringing
Hall
that
of Fame.
racist fuck back.
Yep.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan. If someone told me you get to wrestle Hulk Hogan and, for $1,000, I'd be like, fuck that motherfucker. Straight up. I don't need $1,000 that bad because I have principles. I may be a shitty old broken down wrestler, but I'm not fucking going to. No, I got to look myself in the mirror and my family in the mirror. Fuck that racist cocksucker and his leather fucking skin. Oh, and he's going on wife number 3, so fuck him too.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I'm
great.
calling it as it is. Fuck it.
Hey, man, listen.
But I do
Right.
think he is gonna end up going to that was one idea, and I'm thinking Tony's like talking about this announcement thing, and everybody's been saying, okay, it could be just a way to get numbers and get viewership up because of anytime you mention an announcement, right? You get a bump in viewership. However, there another announcement coming, it has to be something along these lines, and I think that's what you said.
And you know what's more important than viewership that people bitch about? Fucking commercials are more important than goddamn viewership. I don't want to watch this show because they got commercials during it. Fucking shut the fuck up and turn it on to fucking WWE. They do the same shit. They do the same shit. You can't compare the two. WWE is an apple. Fucking AEW is an orange. AEW is 3 years old. 3 years old. WWE is 50-something years old. Now they're fucking bragging. Hey, we have black champions. It took you to Ahmed Johnson. Remember him?
Yeah.
That nigga couldn't wrestle neither. But they needed a black savior, and they gave it to him, not Farouk, Ron Simmons. Are you fucking kidding me? You dressed Ron Simmons as a goddamn gladiator and gave him a white girl manager.
Ahmed Johnson learned his lesson from Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons fucked him up. Ron Simmons put his ass in the hospital.
I watched that promo.
He said he was going to do it. They said everybody in the locker room stood around the camera, the monitor. Ron Simmons went out there his first day back after fucking Ahmed Johnson put him in the hospital. Ron Simmons legit shot on him, beat the shit out of him, and put fucking Farouk Ahmed Johnson in the hospital. Straight up. And then nobody, what are you going to say to Ron Simmons? Yo, Ron, man, cut it out. No, you're going to leave fucking Ron alone.
Yep. All you're going to do is, say,
Right.
Ron Simmons is the fucking man. And he doesn't get enough fucking props for being WCW's only black world heavyweight champion.
Absolutely.
On record, you know what I mean? Rock, we can't even count him. 1 minute he black, 1 minute he's Samoan. I can't pick that shit.
No, it's funny.
I got a Scottish grandmama, and I can't say I'm Irish.
Look, we had a talk on here, and I said, bro, Rock don't count.
He don't count.
You did.
He
don't count.
He don't count.
You did say that.
Hey, everybody says if your daddy is something, then that's
your daddy black, you black. Rock's daddy's black.
And the Rock's
but he won't talk about it.
They don't count.
WWE did one thing.
Nubius,
recently they sure.
So I need you to repeat what you said when we went out to eat, because it's some haters in here for somebody I think is really good. My girl Charlotte Flair,
best wrestler in WWE, period. And I'm just being real. Who's a better wrestler than her all around? I ain't saying just the physicality. Anybody can learn to be physical. her look,
Bro,
her style. She cuts a great promo, and she can actually work. Name a girl there that can do all that.
You know what, man? I absolutely 100% agree with you, man. Like I've talked.
Name a guy there who can do that. Bobby Lashley looks like a motherfucking G.I. Joe action figure. Traps out to here. Put a microphone in front of him. His eyes get all big, and he don't know what to do. And I'm a scared massa. I'm a scared.
And grin.
Nigga, you should be scared as shit looking like that.
Yeah.
Can't talk.
That's true.
That's why you had to bring in MVP to talk for him. The best thing WWE did in the past fucking 5 years, they created the Hurt business. They made black people look respectable. They made black people look like they could fucking be businessmen. They dressed real nice. They kicked ass, took names, and then they were taken off of fucking TV.
Yep.
And you can't tell me. You can't tell me that, that was planned. It was like, hey, it's Black History Month. Let's give them a great show, pal. And then they took them off TV. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
You're right.
It's sad, but it's true. Charlotte Flair's the best thing they got going, and she's crazier than a bag of cats.
Man, yo. But
because she don't want to be there now. She wants to be with her boyfriend.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Like with somebody like that, with her name and her caliber, like you can't deny her work ethic. You can't deny her presence, her charisma, her mic skills. Like she literally is. I told my wife, she jokes about Charlotte because of her build, so she calls her Charles.
Right.
But it's one of those things where I was like, yo, but listen, if you look at all those matches, I know what you say about her and everything, but look at all the matches that we've watched her in. Could you see anybody else on her level? She's like, honestly, all jokes aside, no.
There is none. There is none.
She's the total.
She looks like she looks like a blonde, big tittied surfboard. But she put it this way: Charlotte only has the accolades of being the best in my book because Asuka can't speak good English.
Okay,
if Asuka could speak good English, that bitch is the top of the fucking top.
Fair, because she bad.
Asuka is nasty. Asuka was trained by Tajiri. Asuka knows how to hurt people for real. Bad. She knows how to fucking shoot. Where Charlotte probably knows a few shoot moves, but Asuka is the shit, but she can't speak English. Yeah. And then they give it a stereotypical act like a crazy Asian. You know what I mean? And she acts like a crazy Asian.
What do you think about the chick that came up from NXT, the Protector? I think she might be all right.
Xylee?
Oh, the chick from China? Can't shitty English. Vince ain't gonna push that shit for long.
Her English ain't bad, yo. Her English ain't bad. She was speaking the other day. Like,
dude,
I said,
let me tell you something.
Hey, she can talk.
Let me tell you something about Vince. And this is not just my opinion. This is fucking fact. You can look it up.
It's probably Dave's opinion too. So
there was a girl from Canada that Jim Ross fucking seen and said, she's fucking fantastic, Vince. You gotta hire her. She can work. She's gorgeous. She's not into drugs and she's not into the fucking, the game. She wants to be a professional wrestler. Let's hire her. So they bring her in and Vince was like, she's Asian, pal. I know, like that's a bad thing. And we're talking about Gail Kim, one of the best fucking wrestlers in the world at the time. They treated Gail Kim like shit because Vince goes, how am I supposed to sell this? And Jim Ross says it. It's on his podcast. Well, Vince, some motherfuckers think Asian women are good looking. Because Vince doesn't think Asian women are good looking. He doesn't. And you're talking about someone who was so sick and tired of working there, she eliminated herself from her own battle royal just so she can leave.
Yeah.
She threw herself over the top rope just by herself and then got fired. She didn't give a fuck. She got tired of working there. Yep. So it's not all that fucking glamorous. Do you know what goes through the average WWE wrestler, like money-wise? The average wrestler, say you're starting down and you're the upper mid. I'll give you upper mid card. You're making $350,000 a year, right? First of all, you got to pay the taxes on that shit. They're not going to pay the taxes on it. Second of all, you're signed on to be a fucking independent contractor. But you're not independent because you can't go nowhere else. You're stuck there.
Yeah.
You pay your own transportation to each fucking town.
True.
Right? You pay your own fucking food bill. You pay your own costuming. Everybody's costume, you look great. Vince don't care. You're paying for that shit. You pay for every gym membership if you bother to go to a gym. You pay for every hotel accommodation except for WrestleMania weekend. That's when Vince foots the fucking bill. And you're working injured and in pain. So then you don't have you're afraid to take time off because you think this motherfucker next to me is trying to take my spot. Because they build up fucking big paranoia amongst the wrestlers.
Now let me.
Could you do that for 300 fucking days a year? I couldn't.
Now, Nubius,
I just couldn't.
Listen, right? Now you said earlier that you are what you're being paid is opportunity. So the thing is, we know that some people became larger than life, through WWE.
Some.
So you don't know who will or who won't, and I guess that's you jumping in that that bucket, trying to see if you might be larger than life.
Okay, and here's the point counterpoint. Lars Sullivan was booked to be the fucking man. All right, he was the next Brock Lesnar. It wasn't Lars Sullivan's doing. It was Vince McMahon's doing. He is the kingmaker. He's the record breaker. He's the booty shaker. He's the guy who said that was going to be the fucking man was Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan, all he had to do was fucking show up to work. And guess what he didn't do? Show the fuck up at work. Then he became a racist. Then he became a sexist. And then he was against gays. And he put all that shit on the internet. And Vince looked like a fucking idiot pushing this guy.
Yeah, he had
Vince.
Big anxiety.
I don't give a fuck with anybody else around Vince who are all yes men because they're afraid for their jobs. They're all going to agree what Vince says until he's fucking in the dirt. But here's the thing. I work in a bank. I work in a financial institution. And when I signed on to work there, you know what they said? I tell you what they didn't say. We're giving you an opportunity. No, they said, get the fucking work, motherfucker, and keep on working, and we'll pay you. They didn't give me an opportunity, man. I don't buy opportunities. Opportunities is bullshit, all right? Sometimes you just apply for a job and you want to work. That's all you want to do. That's the opportunity you want. Now, you go in there, anybody who tells you, well, I want to be WWE champion. Not many people want to, because that's a lot of fucking extra pressure. That's a lot of fucking, okay, you're WWE champion like John Cena did. You get up at 5 a.m. and fly to a fucking radio station. You go do this press release. You go do the Make-A-Wish. You go do this. You go do that. And you fucking got to throw away your whole fucking life for this shit. Have you noticed the Undertaker doesn't know how to live life? He doesn't know how to fucking do anything.
Yeah, he can't let it
Really
go.
He sits there. You know what he knows how to do? He knows how to be an old man in a chair and yell at clouds now. He is that guy now because he doesn't know nothing.
Yeah,
he doesn't. You know, Finn Balor just learned how to drive.
Nah,
that nigga didn't know how to drive because he was on road since he was 17.
That makes sense.
Other people drove for him. He took buses and trains. He just learned how to drive.
That makes sense.
Pac had to teach him how to drive. This motherfucker from Middle Earth had to teach him how to drive. I don't even know who was in the fucking car seats. Both of them little motherfuckers in car seats.
That's your boy, man.
So no,
let me ask you this.
You being brainwashed when they say opportunity. That's WWE speak. I'm just saying, that's what it is.
Nubius, what do you think about her?
Who?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Love her. Jade Cargill, all the way. Why? You want to talk about opportunity? I'll tell you why. She's only been in this business for maybe a year.
Yeah.
A year.
Look at her.
And look at her. Her look itself. She's the embodiment of a strong black woman. The scariest motherfucking thing on God's green earth is a strong black woman followed by a strong black man. What can she do? She has the threes. She has a look. She can cut a fucking mean ass promo, and she's being trained by Daniel fucking Bryan. All right, what more do you want? White people, I'm sorry if y'all listening to this shit, y'all fucked up. Because y'all be like, oh, she doesn't deserve it. Oh, it came too soon. Fucking Goldberg still knows those same 3 fucking moves. And he does them wrong now. He almost killed The Undertaker twice.
Yeah.
But no one said nothing about Goldberg. And, oh, here's the one. Give me a good China match. I'll wait. I'm gonna sit back here in the darkness. Watch this. I'm gonna fade away.
Yeah.
What? I don't hear no China matches. Cause there ain't none. No disrespect to the dead. The bitch got her job because she had a fucking face of a man and jacked up. And I ain't got no problem with that. I liked her better before she had the plastic surgery. Cause she was different. Then she became a fucking diva.
Now I
And
missed
it
this.
all went to shit. Once Triple H was like, hey, I liked it when I looked like I was fucking a chick with a man with tits. Now I'm gonna break up with you and fuck with Stephanie.
So remember,
and it was all over. She went fucking insane and killed herself.
Hey, Nubius, I miss these days though. All right.
Who's that?
That's
Trish Stratus?
Yeah.
Trish Stratus? I'll give her props. Watch her in the beginning. She used to wear these Frankenstein boots. She was horrible. Bro. She couldn't work. She had a match with Stephanie McMahon, and that was at WrestleMania or some bullshit. Horrible. Yo. But you know what she did? She fucking put her head down. She learned. She learned. And she became, no doubt, one of the best fucking female wrestlers. No, I take that back. Best wrestlers ever. Why? She had the look. Bitch could wrestle, and she could talk.
Yep.
Now, what do you
gotta have those three.
What do you think about Bianca Belair?
Looks, wrestle, talk, money. She's money. I thought she was money when I first seen her. She's way better than her husband. I hate to say Montel Ford, but he's getting better.
I like Montel. I like Montel.
But she is so good. And what did they do when she got good? They fucked her at WrestleMania. Yep. How do you take the title off her in fucking 18 seconds?
Yep.
And then say, oh, we're going to fix it. It's just there to fucking bring back Becky Lynch, who in my opinion is overrated. And they never fixed it, did they? Never fixed it.
Thank you.
They never fixed it. And she can't bitch about it because you got to.
What happened?
Because I'll be straight up, but fuck this bullshit.
They got
like what's his name? Seth Rollins, great in the ring, decent look.
Yeah,
he starts talking with that nasally fucking voice, and I tune the fuck out.
And that laugh.
He can call me up and like, yo man, I got $1 million for you for free. Fuck you, Seth Rollins. Speak like a man. Can't stand that motherfucker when he talks.
Then you hear that. Okay.
Got his Power Rangers costume on and shit. Fuck that nigga.
Coming
Well, Brock Lesnar is the same way. As big as hell.
You know what's funny? Brock can actually cut a promo now. A lot of people didn't know that.
We just about him last week. Major improvements.
Oh yeah, he looks like a crazy cowboy. Other than that, though, he can cut a good promo.
Yo, he's still in my gimmick, man. I'm gonna have to hit him up. Still in my gimmick.
Oh, with the cowboy hat.
He could just do it.
That and the massive traps, man. You got to get him for that shit.
You know, he's not worried about failure and messing up. He's good now. So he said, I don't
He's good. And no one gives a fuck if he messes up. Because what are you going to do about it?
Yep. I'm good.
But there's a lot of, I can't even tell you what other talent they got on that show. I really can't. I like that one chick that Chaos was showing you a picture of. What's her name at NXT?
Dewdrop?
Nikita Lyons.
Your girl, Dave. Your girl.
Nikita Lyons.
Oh, Nikita.
Woo, man.
Yes.
That's a lot of woman, boy.
Yes.
I remember her when she was on WoW. She was known as the Lioness or some bullshit. And it was, yeah, she's on WoW. She had long blonde hair. She used to rap to the ring. I don't understand the rapping to the ring, and she's supposed to be a lion, but whatever. But man, she got booty all day. Nice big legs, very athletic. Again, Vince is going to bring her up and piss her away. I can guarantee you that. We're going to have this conversation in 4 months, right? I guarantee you if Nikita Lyons is pulled up to the top, she's going to be fucking floundering. Floundering. But you know who will have a job? Tamina Snuka. That's why can you ask Cowboy? I want to hear it from your own voice. Why does Tamina still have a job?
Bro, because her dad is super fly Jimmy Snuka, all right?
All right, and what else? What else? You got to add to that. Do you remember? Are you old enough? You remember the fact Snooker killed somebody, right?
Yeah.
And Vince and his boys fucking covered that shit up for fucking years, right?
Yeah.
Because Snooker kept his mouth shut, just like the mafia, dude. Wrestling is just like the mafia, unwritten rules and all that bullshit. Snooker kept his mouth shut and guaranteed that she would be taken care of, and she's being taken care of. Here's another one. Why do you think Roman Reigns and the Usos always on top? Why is that? Is it because of their great fucking talent? Because they're talented cats, don't get me wrong. But it's more than that. Why is that? No one knows, so I'll tell you. There was a time Vince McMahon was going on trial for the steroid abuse thing. And then the trial was thrown out because there was a tainted witnesses in the jury. You know who tainted them witnesses? Woo, mercy. Yeah. Look at that. Look like two hams meeting east to west.
Oh, that's Nikita. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I meant to show this.
No problem. It shuts you right up looking at that shit. God damn. But I hope my wife ain't watching this shit. Sure, her hair looked like a bunch of oodles and noodles, but I ain't looking at her hair. Look like all you need is a flavor package up in that shit.
Hey, you know what though? I'm thinking that will be an interesting package if she paired her with that one dude that they say is like the second coming of Brock Lesnar. They recently changed his name. You know
yeah. I guess.
I'm thinking they might. I forget his name, but he was like
Boudreaux something. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah, that Boudreaux kid. He was supposed to. He looked kind of like they remind everybody of
Brock, like Brock's brother or something.
Yeah,
he. What is he in NXT?
He was. I think football. Was he football wrestler or something like that? Like
he was a football player out there.
Yeah. Is he in NXT?
Not yet. But he's on his way.
Yeah, he's still training.
He might. They might pair them two together because I believe Eva was supposed to come in with him. Parker Boudreaux. Yep, I know it's somebody Boudreaux. Yeah, so they were supposed to. I think they might pair them together.
Yeah, back to Reigns and the Usos. Roman Reigns' dad was one of the Wild Samoans. Yes. Offensica. They were tampering with the evidence and tampering with the jury. And it was so, intimidating the witnesses and all that shit. And the big payoff was they got into the Hall of Fame. And if your kids get into this shit, I'm taking care of them. Ta-da! We got Roman Reigns. It only took us fucking 19 years, it seemed like, to get it right. If he would have just came out heel right away, he was money. But they had him with blue contact lenses, with fake ass teeth and shit, and his fucking shitty promos they wrote for him.
So you saw the teeth thing. You saw when he had the big person and they had to file him down. Okay, it wasn't just me because I have
he had chiclets in his mouth.
Okay,
he playing dominoes and just went
right.
It's crazy. And then the Usos, these motherfuckers get DYIs every other month and never go to jail. Never get in trouble. That's because of who their family is,
Right.
The fucking Anoa'i family, they fucking watched out for Vince when Vince almost went to jail.
Hey, Nubius, let me ask you this, all right? If it's not Roman as the top guy right now, who else would you pick?
I don't watch the show well enough to even give that opinion. Sadly.
And I'm not even a Roman fan.
Sadly. I mean, how many times have we seen Brock and Roman wrestle? 5 times too fucking many.
Yeah.
But I don't know who else. I don't know who else would fucking step in. Drew McIntyre's an idiot. He's a great wrestler, but anytime a guy has a C7 injury like he has, that I had, and I'm not comparing our body types, magically this motherfucker took a kryptonite drink and, my neck ain't broke no more. Until it is, and then everybody's going to be like, Vince should have did this. No, that bitch signed on the dotted line, like Cowboy said, for the opportunity to be paralyzed. So, I'll wrestle in AEW any day.
I don't think there's anybody who could fill that spot because there's nobody built on the same caliber.
They didn't exactly. They did not build anyone.
But that also goes down to what I said before, man. And y'all heard what I said, and And Nubius, he confirmed it because I've been saying it since we started this show. And I said, see, Vince is crazy. Vince is senile.
He does say that every show.
For real. Like, how do you let all these people go? Like, I'm still a big fan of Bray Wyatt. I thought The Fiend was a great gimmick, and I thought this dude is a beast in the ring. For a guy his size and weight, he can really put on a show, and they just let him go.
Hold up, he had issues though when whatchamacallit died. He didn't. Yeah, he did. He was like messed up in the head. He didn't want to wrestle. That's on him. I mean,
so you give him so
you don't hold up. So you don't give this guy the time off he needs for his mental health. You just fire this motherfucker.
I mean, how long do you want to have off?
He wasn't going long. He's the number one merchandise seller in the company. Number one merchandise. That's the most important. Fuck what he does in the ring. He was number one in merchandise. He moved shit.
Yep.
He moved shit. You think John Cena was a great wrestler? No, he was passable, but he moved shit.
Yeah.
Now, by fault, all these people are gone. Roman just filled the void to move shit. That's all. That's all.
But they've been trying to get Roman there.
They did. They tried to get him.
Yeah, but why is it when the fans ask for him to turn heel? Because we give you what you want, pal. We give you what you want, and they never do. They give us fucking Shane McMahon falling off his shit. Stephanie looking idiotic.
Because it wasn't best for business at the time.
Oh, no,
yeah, and you know what? I can't argue that. You want to know why? Because these motherfuckers, for some reason, made more money this last 2 years than in the history of this company with less people. So that goes to tell me that the company is still on the chopping block to be sold.
Yeah.
I can see it being sold. Because the head guy, and I don't mean Vince, what the fuck is his name? Nick Khan, who runs WWE's business, says, we are open for any good offers. And he fucking said it. Any good offers. If Disney said, yeah, we'll take this shit, and they offered him enough money, they're taking it.
And that's what people don't understand about Nick Khan is that Nick Khan is that guy. His background, he sets up all the deals for sponsorships, for money coming in, for funding, all that stuff. So all these things that have happened, all this money, all these eyeballs on the product, all Nick Khan, regardless of how you feel about it.
Like you said, Nick Khan pimped out WWE in the best way. They went to Universal fucking Comcast and said, we'll allow you to take the network only in America and put it on Peacock to get eyes on your product.
Yep.
All we want is $2 billion. And these idiots said yes. That's incredible. So now in America, you can watch the Peacock network if you'll get the fucking WWE network for free. Yep. But if you're overseas, you still gotta pay that $9.99.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? That's genius. I don't know how he pulled it off. And you know what's funny about Nick Khan? You know who his childhood friend was, right?
Who?
Some guy named Dwayne Johnson.
Interesting.
They grew up together in Hawaii. Look it up. Him and Nick Khan and The Rock are very close friends from childhood.
Was he ever mentioned in Young Rock?
They're working up to that this season, by the way.
Oh,
because you know what channel the Young Rock is on? NBC Universal.
But you know what? Also, thanks to Nick too. They also have a deal. The WWE Network has a deal with Disney Plus overseas as well. They get ready to work on. So it's on Star.
Moves. It's called Disney Star or some shit that they're going to put him on there.
So it's just making a move. It's just so many. He's doing it. It's causing he's showing the company, whether it's for better or for worse, that you don't need all these people and make.
You don't, and they're making money off of nostalgia right now. Why is Brock back? Nostalgia. Plus, they don't have nobody to fill that void. Right. They're trying to bring Stone Cold Steve Austin's fucking brittle ass back in the ring. I personally don't think he should do it.
I understand.
Come on, dude.
I think the rumor that he said he won't do it because they want him to lose. But I don't see what's the point of him winning.
I don't see where putting him in, bringing him back and letting him lose is fucking best for business. They ought to, if they do it, do a cinematic match where they're at a bar, a lot of fucking smoke and mirrors. And they can get through it that way. Kevin Owens don't give a fuck. Kevin Owens just got a fucking $1 million raise. Are you kidding me?
You smoke them here like it's apparent Austin Theory Vince McMahon match or whatever this match is supposed to be.
And I think Austin Fury's going to help Vince McMahon in that match that he's supposed to be having with Pat McAfee. Because everybody wants to fucking see that shit. Who the fuck wants to see Pat McAfee and that fucking Crypt Keeper in the ring? No one wants to see that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Apparently,
it's a thing.
They're working on.
It's a thing. It's so fucking. It's so sad, man. And it's 2 days of that shit. I don't want to put away 2 more days of my life watching that product. I just can't do it. I just can't.
Hey, listen, newbies, you ain't gonna be up there talking about my WWE, man.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm trying to get you to come to the crib to watch AEW, and you had every excuse under the sun. My wife's birthday. I never watched the show before. You smell like shit. Your dog is white. You got every excuse under the sun, hillbilly. Get your ass down here and we'll watch this shit.
I told you, my wife. So first you said it was that day, but I was like, no, that's our wife's birthday because you said
right. We got the same birthday to watch.
And so then you realize it was the 12th.
And you said,
my wife ain't home, but I'm taking her out on the 12th. You know, so it just happened to be that.
Why don't you just take her to my crib? We eat some pizza and some shit, watch some fucking wrestling. Hey, to make it feel any better, they got like a third of the WWE fucking castaways on this fucking show that you like so much. So there.
Oh man.
Am I wrong?
Why Braun Strowman didn't go to AEW?
Because Braun Strowman can't work. Braun Strowman won. Nick Khan don't need him. He's building his own version of Braun Strowman. Trust and believe that. He has, look him up, Powerhouse Hobbs. Big black boy from out of California. He fucking looks great. He has fucking Wardlow. Big boy from fucking Cleveland, Ohio. Looks great. He has all these giant guys. You don't need fucking... What did Braun Strowman do? You know Braun Strowman was a rosebud before he was anything? Yeah, so he was in the background as a rosebud. Yeah, he must have squeezed somebody's balls to get that job. You're right. Because he never did anything. The best thing I've seen Braun Strowman do, you can see it on the network. I'll give him a cheap plug. He's wrestling Brock. He fucks around and he punches Brock in the fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
You see Brock stand up and knee fucking Strowman straight in his face and then says, "Are you done?" And Braun Strowman puts his hand up. He's terrified now because Brock getting real.
There you go.
That's Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah.
They got Brian Cage. He's back.
Oh, so they
can trust me. They got enough fucking beef on this show. There's Brian Cage right there getting kicked in the face. Right there with his kid.
There go my man Taz.
Taz looked like a fucking... You ever see them small like freezers and shit that you put meat in? Taz, if you put a fucking pair of orange sunglasses on it, that look like Taz.
Do you look like
Speaking of Taz, what do you think about Hook?
I like Hook. You want to know why? Homegrown. He has great charisma. He can't talk. I said I like him. I don't love him. You could tell that he studied with his judo. His judo was on point. Only thing I have a problem with his bookings is I cannot believe a motherfucker billed at as 185 pounds can be throwing around these bear motherfuckers that 300 pounds. I can't separate from my head. I just can't do it.
I can see that.
But if he's wrestling people like Darby Allin, people his size and doing that shit, I have no problem with it. I don't give a fuck. You can tell me, leverage my ass. If a fucking small dude tries to pick me up, he's not getting me off my feet.
True.
If I won't let him. It just ain't gonna happen. I used to bounce for a living, and I hated that fucking job. Never got taken off my feet. I never had to throw a punch, to be quite honest with you, because I use my brain.
Wow, yeah,
I used to lure a nigga into the fucking kitchen right after the Mexicans mop a floor. All that greasy, slippery ass floor. The floor did all the work for me. Look at that.
Hey, Nubius,
yes, sir.
You familiar with Route 18 Flea Market?
Yes, sir. That was my place. Oh, shit. He bringing back memories. I used to get all my Ultraman and Godzilla shit from there.
That's where I met Taz and Sandman and Sonny. Because
they used to go there all the time.
Yeah, the wrestlers used to go there all the time.
RVD used to go there and sign. And they had like they had a booth where the people would sign shit.
That's cool.
What's his name? Shane Douglas one of the meanest fucking cutthroat promos in the business. He used to be there. Wow, you brought it back. Is that place closed now?
No, it's gone now. They turned that whole strip mall into a Walmart.
Fucking Walmart. God damn it.
Can't be Walmart.
I was telling my kid, I was like, you watch shit like he likes a lot of anime. Yeah. And I was like, dude, if you watch shit like what the fuck is that fucking boring ass movie? Blade Runner. I said, Blade Runner's coming true. Because corporations are running this country. Walmart, fucking every corporation, Disney gonna be fucking having a fucking imprint on fucking newborn babies' asses in a couple years. Trust me, believe that shit.
Oh, wow.
So, but I used to love the Route 18. I used to get all my bootleg shit, my karate shit, my fucking my wrestling shit. Yeah. Wow, man. Now I got to fucking, I'm be thinking about that all night. All night long. I like this guy. This guy fucking knows. He knows shit, this guy here. This guy right there, he knows shit.
You know what else he know how to do, Nubius? Give a good forearm to the back of your damn head.
Oh, here you go.
His birthday one year, right? So we sitting in the car jamming, right? At a red light, took him to Pancheros. We eat, we get in the car, it's me, my wife, him, his son, right? We sitting in the car, and you know what came on? Ooh, chi wale wale, ooh, chi, we all jamming. Wham! And somebody just rear-ended me. You know what he does? He goes like this to the back of my his big self. Forearms, he used.
Well, you did take him to Pancheros, so it was well deserved.
Yeah, that was his spot, man.
They don't put no meat in that shit, man. They throw it full of a bunch of rice up in that shit. So I think he deserved that one.
I had to use my reflexes, man.
Into the back of my chair. That thing, bam, in the back of my head.
It was either my forearm hit the chair or my face hit the chair. So
that man gave you a
I thought he was Lex Luthor. I said, damn.
He gave you a snug Danielson forearm.
Yo, man. Good for that.
I had to go Cowboy Bob Orton on your ass.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right?
No cast.
Yeah. Messed up, Dave.
Did we lose him? Look, oh, Nubius, did we lose you, buddy?
Look, Nubius froze looking like Samuel L. Jackson right there. Oh man!
I'm glad somebody else remembered Route 18 Flea Market, man, because that was the place. That was the place. All the wrestlers used to go there and sign autographs, take pictures, and all that other stuff. Yeah, man, it was nice. And that's what, like, I wanted to tell Nubius, like, the one time that my boy used to be a bellhop at the Hilton on Route 18. Is right where East Brunswick and New Brunswick meet. And anytime the wrestlers would have a show at the Meadowlands, they would stay at that Hilton because, you know, the fans would go crazy and, you know, swarm them like bananas. It was crazy. So they said, you know what, we're going to stay over here at this hotel, you know, so we could be safe, go back to the hotel, and then when we leave and all that other stuff. So when my boy told me, he called me up out of nowhere and was like, yo, you need to come here right now. And I'm like, for what? What are you talking about? Now, I used to live literally like 8 lights away. So it would take me probably 20 minutes at the most to get there. And he was like, yo, The Undertaker and Kane just checked in. You need to come here right now.
Right away.
And I was like, okay. So I shot over there real quick. When I shot over there, I ran inside. I looked at him. I said, Joey, where he at? And he said, look, and there's a huge escalator going up inside the Hilton, and they come to the escalator standing. Now, this is a wide escalator.
Yeah.
Right? But they couldn't stand next to each other because these guys are monsters.
Yeah.
So when I stood there like a straight little fanatic. My jaw dropped, you know, and I just like, oh my God. I was standing there like this. Oh my God. The whole time. Because I mean, I grew up watching wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, to see the Undertaker, and then Kane still wore his mask at the time.
Of course.
He didn't want nobody to see his face.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just like, oh my God. The Undertaker spoke very, very briefly and was just like, you coming to the show tonight? I said, nah, I don't have no tickets. And I'm thinking in my head, yo, he about to go in his pocket and pull out some tickets.
Hell
This
no.
is great.
He said,
But
all
nope, he
right.
said, well, maybe next time. Maybe next time.
That's
So
it.
I was like, oh, wow, okay. But I
Thanks,
was just
Mr.
like, yo,
Undertaker.
this is crazy. Crazy. And,
And
that same guy that called me to go over there, he actually saw Stone Cold on a plane. Like they rode on a plane together
that's
at the
dope.
same time,
Yeah.
and Stone Cold gave him his glasses.
Oh,
And he
that's
used to
cool.
wear the glasses anytime we used to watch
I mean,
wrestling
of course,
pay-per-view
why
at his
wouldn't
house.
you?
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, holy cow, this is crazy. But
That's crazy,
Let
man.
me ask you about this. Now
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we know, and I was directing y'all totally the wrong way. My bad. When I was thinking Finn came out to Edge, but now we know that it's AJ. What are your guys' thoughts? AJ versus Edge at WrestleMania.
You know what? I like it. I think that it's a match we've never seen before. If you remember, it was those two that were in the ring when Edge first returned. So it's a little bit of foreshadowing back to when he came back, his very first match back for in Royal Rumble. So there's those seeds right there, because I believe he speared AJ and actually injured AJ and was a reason why he was out with a dislocated shoulder because of how he landed. So so there's that story right in the background. But because they've never had they never crossed paths up until that point, and I think it was 2 years ago or so, and then just the different styles, right? Pun intended, of them working together, I think that that'll be a dope match. And at first, I was like, well, I wasn't sure if it was something I would like at first, but seeing what we saw from Edge, right, it takes things to another level, I think. And so
Because
now I'm more excited.
I was gonna ask you, what did you think about this super serious angle? Edge just snapping. So do you like, sometimes you get a really good story with two good guys, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they typically book the super heel, and obviously AJ's becoming a babyface. So Dave,
Correct.
what do you think about the angle? Are you okay with the angle? Edge going back to the rated R superstar pretty much?
yes, I think that's a good look for him, because it's pretty much all that's left. Because I mean, when he came back, it was like, okay, the fans loved the fact that he was back. You know, he was going through the whole he was going through the whole brood thing. He was, you know, it's Edge. It's like he's back, and it's like everybody going crazy. So what's left? What's left is for him to go to the rated R superstar.
Well, I want one thing. I want one thing. I just want one thing. If I could get it. He came back. You know, when he came back, his big feud was with Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Can I get rated RKO one more time?
Oh, I'm sure you probably see it.
Just can I get rated RKO one more time?
Yeah.
I want to see a scene where Edge is walking backstage or something, and he accidentally bumps into the leader, and see what happens.
That's what I was hoping too, man. I was hoping that at some point if they would have that kind of on-screen thing. But I think that they both, at this point, it's been so long, I don't think they even want to touch on that.
That would just be for drama purposes,
right?
You know, we don't need that. Yeah, it would be cool, but we don't need it.
Right, for us, right? We'd be like, oh, damn.
For us, right? But to be honest, you know what it is, when you grow up a little bit, you understand what's real, what's not real. You're like, my man got a whole family, wife, he moved on.
We don't need that.
For us, to see them walk in the back just past each other, that's golden. But it's like, it's good. You know.
Because I don't think Lita wants a piece of what's her name?
Right, on or off camera.
Yo, she looking good, yo.
Either way, I don't think Lita wants a piece of Edge's wife right now. No.
But at the same time, you know what though? Looking at Beth and looking how that dynamic between those two, I think that she's so confident and so sure herself and where she is now. She probably like, I don't care. I ain't got a problem with it. But if she were to walk over, you know what I mean? Lita would probably be like, hey, how you doing, guys? And then Beth would probably be sitting like, mm-hmm.
Beth, like her confidence going into that Edge and her versus Miz and Maurice. Man, Beth's confidence was just on high, and her wrestling, her physique. she killed it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think that I going back to what you were saying, I think Rated RKO one last time, man, will be super dope, man. Dave said we got all the different iterations of pretty much
Yeah,
past Edge and
yeah.
things like that in those little moments. I think that to me, them saving this heel turn of this Rated R superstar, for I don't know how the terms of his contract, I don't know any of that stuff, but for him to tap into that now and possibly the rest of his contract, rest of his career as Rated R superstar, I want this.
But here's the thing, though. I think a lot of people are loving Randy with Riddle. But here's the thing. Imagine if Randy turned on Riddle
It's a matter
so
of
he
time.
could be with Edge. Because that would be the perfect way to
It's-
turn Randy super dark and you get that rated RKO.
It's
It's a
gonna
matter of
it's
time.
gonna wind up happening. It's just a matter of time because nobody really wants to see Randy Orton as a babyface. Honestly, I think Randy Orton is better as a heel.
Yeah, he's fun as a babyface, right?
He's
He's
fun, yeah.
fun,
He's
but
fun.
man,
His
I'm
sarcasm, I
yeah,
think his sarcasm and that I think that's what pretty
he's a
much
natural heel.
gets it over. It's
Yeah,
it's the sarcasm. But
yeah,
to see Randy Orton turn on somebody like Riddle, where it's so easy to do
yeah,
so, because Riddle kind of like got that naive attitude where
yep,
it's like, which way did he go, George?
yep,
He's one of them kind of guys.
yeah.
At least his character is.
And I foresee like let's say well into this Rated R gimmick, right? He's pushing it, and I can see immediately, right? Edge is walking by, and he walks by Randy and Riddle, and he walks past him and stops and pulls back and be like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is this what you do now? Like, what happened to the Orton that we used to just crack skulls? We used to just lay wait. This is what you're doing now. When you're ready to win some gold, when you're ready to go back to the Rated R KO that I remember, find me.
And hold up, maybe it could be right after they probably lost a match, so they could be in, and it could have been Riddle got pinned, and we're fantasy booking guys, don't have, hey, so they could have just had a match that they lost where Riddle got pinned. They're already in the hallway in the back. Orton's a little annoyed. Riddle's doing his same old dumb. Listen, Randy, and then Edge walk up and everything you say happens.
Yep. Yeah. When you're ready to win some matches and win some gold and destroy this division, come find me. And he just looks up and down the Riddle and just scoffs and then walks off. Yeah.
I will buy that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And then of course you see Randy doing this right here, just like looking at him and thinking, yeah, that'll do it. That'll put the seeds in there.
So this is Dave.
Go ahead. As okay as Riddle is, because I just look at him as he's okay. I mean, he's a good athlete and all that, but overall he's okay. It's kind of like he's holding Randy down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying before, to see this part of Edge come out, that opens a door for Randy to turn on Riddle and them come together.
Now here's my thing though, Dave. Is he holding Randy back? Because here's the truth. Randy's getting a little bit older. So the question is, will they give Randy a big spotlight? Because this might just be keeping Randy away from being one of the guys that just, we don't know what to do with him. Because I feel like right now, I don't think they're trying to really give Randy. I don't think Randy has a spot to grab a big spot. I feel like Randy's caliber is to be on his own as a single competitor. Randy's going for some belt. But I feel like right now, it's I don't know where what they're going to give.
I think right now he's helping out because we just had that question about who else could do anything or step up to Roman Reigns, right? Just if you were to move him over, I think Roman and Randy, that's a match. I could see that. It's just that I think Randy right now, if they were to pull some strings to make it happen, but I think that right now Randy's playing his role and helping out, and I think he may be helping, just filling a spot to help progress a story and be involved in something. But I honestly think though that if this Rated R gimmick continues and just how their feud was when Edge came back and how close they were and how they talked about how they fed each other as far as certain chemistry and things like that. I feel like this right here is going to be the catalyst that draws that back out of Randy. You could tell a story that Randy in his older age is feeling like he's losing his edge, and that's why he got with Riddle, and he was second guessing himself, or whatever the case may be. Even if he is the Viper, he realizes the time catches up to everybody, and maybe this is his time. And then Edge is like, I'm in my second prime, and you can too. Come with me.
Wow.
Like, I see you. But if you come with me and if we work together, I can restore you to that Randy Orton that was a legend killer, the Viper, who didn't take any mess from nobody, that didn't pander to the crowd, that didn't laugh and smile, that went in there and used the 3 most deadliest letters in all of sports entertainment to win gold. That, I think that could be something that you can use as a story to pull that along. I think that's
and just hand him a chair right after he finished doing that.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. So what's weird, right? I see that Rodney wrote in the chat. He's watching, right? He said he's trying to get back on. But here's what's weird. On YouTube, I don't see his comment, but I see his comment on here. I'm wondering why. He said he's trying to get back in, but I don't see it like it's pulling him in.
I also saw I got a message from someone from Winstar saying he was trying to watch and it's lagging or stuttering for him as well.
So that's weird because I'm watching it. So I'm watching it, but it's not stuttering as I'm watching it. But I don't see his comment. Well, let me close out and go back on. That's really weird. Okay, there it is.
That's like when my boy Switchblade was trying to get on it. He said that the camera was all jacked up.
Yeah, I don't know. And I wrote my friend Franco. He was like, yeah, for whatever reason, it wasn't showing his camera. I said, use your phone. He said, I am using my phone. So I don't know.
Okay, so I'm getting some stutters too. I would, if I could, hold up the phone so you guys can see. But I'm watching it, and every now and then we'll talk and everything, and then all of a sudden it'll pause for probably like 5 seconds, and then it'll continue. I don't know, but I definitely would like to have Rodney back in there, man, because I'm guessing that's Black, that's Nubius. Because man,
he was pulling out a bunch of names, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, man.
He knew this person, I met him. Oh, really? He knew this person, I met him. I'm like, it was cool that he actually worked with all these people, and it was just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he said he's using his phone as well. I don't know. All right, let me do this. The cool thing with this thing is, I think that the stream stays until I end it. So let me just refresh this.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Hold on, guys.
And in any event, are we back? Okay, I think he's getting ready to set it up. Welcome, everybody.
Whoops. My bad. All right, so Dave is out. All right, so try to jump back in now, Nubius. Maybe it'll work now. Here, I'll just put the link.
Nubius said being blacklisted. Nah. You spoke too much.
Dave. Here, I'll put the link right in the chat.
You're speaking too much hot fire.
Just try to click on it.
He said,
right. It was like, nah, he's giving away secrets, them nuggets.
That man Vince said, "Get him out of here! Shut up!
It's fire! Can't work for me. It's fire!
Who the hell do you think you are? I'm Vince. Can be back, damn it!"
Hold on, I got a question for Dave.
What up?
So we were talking about this, and it happened. Your guy, Damian Priest, made the heel turn.
Yep.
We talked about it.
I mean, I was sad to see him lose the belt, of course, because that's my dude. But he lost it to AJ Styles, so I'm like, I mean, not AJ Styles. He lost it to Finn Balor.
Yeah.
So it's like,
What's up, Jesse?
I was happy to see that because there was a lot of rumors that said, Vince was ready to drop Finn Balor. He was losing interest in Finn Balor. But now, he put gold around his waist. So, it's not no cheesy belt, the U.S. title.
No, not at all. And so he never had that. So they was mentioning how now he got so he need a tag. He need a tag title now, man.
That's all he need. Yep.
I think honestly, man, this was what we're seeing last week was
there you go.
Honestly, man, I think that what we saw this week as far as the belt being put on Finn was Damian and other people like vouching for him. I honestly think that this was people saying to Vince like, yo, he's absolutely worthy of a push. And I'm sure that I think that Damian actually was like, no, I'll to prove it to you, I'll even go ahead and do what I gotta do to show you guys and give him his respect and his due. And I think that's pretty much what it was. A lot of campaigning for him to get that run.
So it does two things. It gets Finn in a little bit more of a spotlight, and it also allows us to get that heel turn, right? But here's the question. Now what for Mania? Is it just going to be a rematch of Mania? Like, what does that do for them too? You know?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said, damn, another fucking promoter putting a big dick in me again. First of all, Damian Priest. I wrestled Damian Priest when his name was Punishment Martinez. He's from New Jersey. Fucking awesome guy. He deserves a fucking push. His gimmick is fucking stupid. Somebody sat around and said, hey, his first name is Damian and his last, he's a priest, so he's a good guy, bad guy. Stupid. What was Finn Balor? He was a good guy, bad guy.
Yeah.
See how well that worked out for him. The fucking ropes broke, and they never explained that Jesus made the ropes break and fucking have him lose a match.
That was fucking terrible. That was terrible.
The reason why this match is happening, Finn Balor's contract was almost up, and they don't want him going to AEW. Period. Has nothing to do with no storyline. This has fucking been manufactured. Period. And Finn Balor is smart enough to get that fucking WrestleMania paycheck, because that's where you get your bonus. But other than that, I tell you what's going to happen after WrestleMania? Finn Balor's pretty ass, and I'm a straight man who loves the pussy. He is going to fucking go back into obscurity where they always thought he would be. Period.
Hold up, man. Wait a minute. You act like Finn, at one point, Finn was the hottest thing I've seen in a long time. They had two fatal four-ways. Who's going to get the shot? They let him win his whole fatal four-way and then beat Roman Reigns clean the same night and then go into whatever pay-per-view to become the very first Universal Champion. If he didn't get injured, wrestling today in WWE would be different.
Who booked it?
I don't know.
Triple H booked that shit. Triple H booked Finn Balor's whole ascension. Triple H did it. Vince fucking didn't like it. Vince thought he was too short, and that was the end of it. And that's what happened. Then Vince said, he's accident prone, pal. And tell Nubius Black quit fucking talking bad about me, pal. Fucking turtleneck fucker. Fuck Vince McMahon. He can buy and sell my monkey ass 87 times.
Cut his mic.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's true. I mean, let's face it. Triple H, name all the people that Triple H pushed that got treated like shit.
All of them.
All of them.
Bro,
Samoa Joe.
Shit. This is what
Shinsuke Nakamura. Shit. Bobby Roode. Shit. Fuck. I mean, I can go here all day. Vince McMahon doesn't like any of those people.
Listen, this is what you don't get. All right. And I told Dave this about Braun Strowman. Yes, he was one of my guys on my Fave 5 list. But at the end, he wasn't doing nothing. Get him up out of here, man. He ain't doing nothing.
And why? And why is that? The reason has nothing to. It's the fact whoever writes for these guys, if they're not writing shit, you're talking about guys back in the day. Here's the thing: when Stone Cold and The Rock were hot, you know how many writers they had? Two people created the Attitude Era with the help of Vince McMahon. And that's Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara. Now, you got 25 writers for fucking SmackDown, 25 writers for fucking Raw. Patrice, what was his name? The black comedian, Patrice O'Neal. Oh, shit. Huh?
Patrice O'Neal?
Yeah, it killed him, right? He died, right? He couldn't work at WWE. Why would you put all these guys to write shit for people only for Vince to rip it up, throw it out, and write his own shit? No one can work like that. The wrestlers can't work like that, obviously, and neither can the writers. And then they write about shit that Vince doesn't even know what's going on in the real world. Now he's talking about Game of Thrones and gimmicks. Game of Thrones went off the air 3 fucking years ago. He's not on touch with any of this shit. And you know this. You know it. I like a match. I like a match that looks a little dirty. I don't sit there and go, you fucked up. You fucked up. Why? Because I know how hard it is. So I like a match that's a little dirty because in real life, a fight is going to be fucking dirty. It's not ballet. I like when a guy fucking cuts a promo and he stutters because he's fucking pissed off because it gives an air of fucking realism. Not all these blah, blah, blah. Randy Orton, I am a robot. My wife is fine. Look at my body. Fuck all that bullshit. Because you are giving wrestlers and telling them you are now an actor. They didn't go to acting class. They went to wrestling school. But you can't even call them wrestlers because they have the opportunity to be sports entertainers to win a championship. That just happens to look like a fucking belt to me. A belt with fucking fruit roll-ups written on that motherfucker and bedazzled, but it's still a fucking belt. Right? Am I wrong? Big man, am I wrong?
Nah, you right.
Come on, man. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can no longer sit here and be passive and let Vince McMahon get away with some of this shit that he's getting away with. Do you remember back when fucking Nitro was fucking whooping that ass and eating that pussy? You remember that? Absolutely. And Vince McMahon, do you remember when Vince McMahon went on TV as Vincent Kennedy McMahon and literally shed a tear saying, they're trying to take away my family business. I do this for the fans. Please, blah, blah, blah. I need your help, blah, blah, blah. And then when that shit went public, he's like, fuck you motherfuckers. Y'all gonna get what I give you. And it's been going on ever since. It's been going on ever since. Sami Zayn, back when he was El Generico, was probably the fucking one of the number one fucking indie wrestlers in the world. Kevin Owens, a close number 2. And what are they doing with these motherfuckers? You gave them raises to keep them there so they didn't go to the competition. It's plain and simple.
Hold up. Here's the thing, though.
It's slavery.
Hold up. Here's the thing. You're killing me. Everybody can't be the top star.
And I don't want everybody to be the top star. But I don't want, you know what? Let's go back to slavery. Not everybody was the top cotton picker there either. But the fucking master kept them all fucking boxed up. Just in case he needed more work when those top cotton pickers couldn't pick that cotton. And that's what Vince McMahon is doing. Period. And then you got people crying, AEW got too many people. Look, fuck you. You're lucky to have this shit. You're lucky to have competition. Yeah. Without competition, you got Vince McMahon's attitude. What they call it? Ruthless aggression. Whatever. Fuck you. Fuck you. Ruthless aggression. I call that, you know what I call that? The wife. She's ruthless aggression.
Right.
Not wrestling. Fuck all that shit.
So, Nubius, here's the thing, all right? I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid, and guess what? I never stopped. Well, 98 was probably a little bit of 98. I didn't watch that much because I was going to Job Corps, right? But, so I never turned my back on the opportunity, all right? You know why? Because I'm a real fan, so it's fans like you that jump from this house to that house to that house. You ain't no real wrestler. Hold on, wait a minute.
Oh, we gonna cut promos now.
Promo, here we go.
We gonna cut promos.
Real name. You see these guns? These were made from WWE. I got my cowboy hat because I'm a wrestling fan. And you ain't going to come in my house and tell me that AEW is doing something great. Because Cody Rhodes dashing, let me take that, man. Dashing Cody Rhodes, he want to be back in my house. But you know where he ain't coming? If he come back, he gonna be a bum because those caliber of losers aren't WWE caliber wrestlers. So you can get all the old school dried up, washed up bums to go to AEW. And you know what they're going to do? Oh, you're so amazing. But guess what? None of them could cut it in WWE. Sorry, CM Punk. You got washed up. You was a bum. You went to UFC and got beat the hell up. And guess where you're at? You deserve to be in AEW because they're the land of the old individuals. Where WWE is the opportunity.
But they got their boy.
Allow me to retort. Here's my retort on this. You look like a jacked up Steve Urkel with JBL's hat on, sitting here talking all this shit, never took a fucking bump in your life. How dare you fucking talk to me about being a fan? I played catch with the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, the real Nature Boy, not that bleach blonde piece of shit you call Ric Flair, who can't keep a fucking wife and family. Fuck Hulk Hogan and his steroid using ass. They treated Ron Simmons like shit, and he was belittled down to a fucking catchphrase. Ahmed Johnson couldn't even speak the King's goddamn English, and y'all cheered for that shit. Triple H got where he went by fucking the boss's daughter. Are you fucking kidding me? Randy Orton ain't shit because he only got the job because his daddy fucking helped Vince McMahon stay out of fucking jail. The Iron Sheik is correct. You're a jabroni. Your cowboy hat is a jabroni. If it was over here, I wouldn't fucking take a piss to put it out if it was on fire. So fuck you and the fucking crippled ass horse you walked in on. How you like that? Shit's pretty easy.
And that's the bottom line.
You know what? Let me just let you know something.
Shit's pretty easy.
You know why I do this? Because I'm a cowboy. Oh man. Let me tell you something real quick. You know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing, okay? I'm gonna let a friend of mine say something to you, Nubius. So you're new around here, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm what's called a winner. And you're not acting like a winner. So Chucky, why don't you give him some advice from a winner's perspective?
You're a winner. And you know what winners say. Fuck the losers who can't take a joke. Man the fuck up.
Cause I'm a cowboy. Oh man. You need to listen to Chucky, all right? That's why your mic's muted.
You muted.
Hey, fuck Chucky. You muted me so I couldn't even fucking retort on that redheaded stepchild crippled ass self. Fuck Chucky. I will put foot up his stuffed ass.
That was all Chucky.
Fuck it, Chucky.
Hey, Nubius, listen, man. If you're ever free, man, we don't do it every single Wednesdays, but whenever we do it, man, I'll always shoot you the link, man. And you,
man, hit me up. I'm having a blast talking about the shit I love. I love this shit, and I like guys who like this shit. So
yeah, man,
I enjoy myself.
This is dope.
What happened to my guy Chaos?
I will hit Carl Winslow up and ask him to bring his goofy ass on next time you do this shit. When you see this shit, trust and believe, brothers, when you see him, you're going to be like, oh shit, it is Carl Winslow. You're going to fucking break. You're going to start laughing right away.
The first thing I'm going to say is, well, you know, Harriet.
You know I do that? See? You and Chaos would have been a great team, like a fucking jacked up Urkel and Carl Winslow. It would have been great. That'd make fucking money, man.
But I'm about to find him.
Merge, baby. Get that merge.
Oh, dude, I would wrestle a match on the indies and be lucky to get $30, $20. But I was smart enough to make my own t-shirts and sell them for $15, so I walked out of there with $200.
Hey.
I made my own shit. Because they used to get pissed.
Hold on. Hey, Nubius, I got him right here, Nubius.
Let me see.
Remember, y'all guys are in the video with me.
Check out this verb.
There you go.
Right? Am I lying? And that nigga got hanging bacon sitting in front of his ass.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What is this? What's it called?
Look at that shit.
Bacon trio.
Let me get the pictures in there.
Oh man.
I knew that motherfucker back when he had a neck.
There you go.
Now you look like Otis.
Black Otis.
Yo,
He look like the
wow,
Black
man.
Otis. That's funny.
Bloatus.
Yo, I definitely gotta come catch you though, Nubius, man. I definitely thanks for the invite, man. If it wasn't for my wife's birthday, man, I'll definitely come hang out.
Don't worry, we'll do it. We'll do it. Let me know when you want to do this again. I'll be more than happy to help out.
Now, you remember I met you years ago, actually.
Really?
Yeah, so Josh was like, you remember April, right? I was like, no. He was like, remember April? I was like, oh, he's like, that's Ronnie's stepdaughter.
Wow.
Yeah. So I met you years
Now I gotta fucking yell at her about this shit. Fucking white boys and cowboys. Fuck all that bullshit.
Cut the hugest promo, bro. Cut that promo on her.
Oh,
I'm gonna cut one on her ass, make her cry.
Oh, man.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I
Man.
loved meeting you guys. I thought it was great. You guys know your business, so anytime you want me on, I got some stories for you. I'll hook you up, man, and we'll see what we'll see.
So let me ask you this though. Do you know a little bit of the card for WrestleMania?
They don't even know the card for WrestleMania. Why are you asking me?
Okay, what's
You
your
motherfuckers are making this shit up.
No. What's your thoughts on Brock versus Roman, title for title?
Repeat.
Brock versus Roman. First of all, there's gonna be title for title for about a week, and then they're gonna fucking do the brand split again. So, who cares?
Okay.
That's just an added gimmick to a match you've seen 4 times.
You think they're gonna let one person win, then merge everything, then split them up again?
Yep, and then they're gonna separate it because it's the brand split, pal. Or whatever. Fuck that.
So
Nothing on this show is interesting.
I think one of them is gonna win and then just walk around with 2 titles, like Becky did.
Whatever.
They
don't care. Don't like Becky, so
thank you.
Who cares?
Thank you.
It's just me personally. I like a woman that has a little size on her. And did she have that baby natural? Did they take it out of her? Because she got no hips. She's built like a little boy from the waist down.
Yeah, she lost all that. She just shrank.
Shrank right on up. Give me that fucking Lions bitch. You know what I mean? That fucking Nikita. You can do some work there, man. Fuck.
Is she? Is Nikita good on the mic?
No, she's not. Man. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. Becky can wrestle. Becky has an image, and she can talk pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, Charlotte Flair is the best pound per pound, male or female. Charlotte Flair is the best wrestler they have.
Okay.
And she doesn't want to be there.
What's your thoughts on Ronda Rousey?
Joke. She's a joke. Can you believe she's online bitching that this is hard? I don't like working every day. Bitch, you work 3 days a week for fucking 6 minutes at a time, and you're complaining about it.
Well,
she's fucking
the travel though. The travel got to be hard.
Wow. Oh, I feel so bad. She drives around in a fucking Winnebago. That's her moving house with a nanny that Vince pays for with her husband. So no, you're not getting that one. You can't get it. That bitch got everything, everything. Man, and they're figuring they're giving her all this because they're gonna make money back with her. I don't think it's worth it. I really don't.
Nah, I mean, listen. When you listen, let's be honest, all right. When you got a star, you got to run with it. Same thing when Becky came back. Listen, listen. When nobody was watching NXT but me, I was like, "Yo, it's this chick Bianca Belair." That's back when she was going, "I'm undefeated." Ain't nobody watching me. I said, "Bro, when she come to WWE, it's on." Even though I'm a big fan, it just make more sense because Becky was made. It make more sense to bring back your superstar.
Yeah, but when you have a made character like that. That person's job is to make more characters. Brother above me, what he said the main said the exact same thing. You can't have an organization if you don't make other characters popular. You can't.
Eventually, though. So listen, look at it this way. You have Bianca Belair. She was on top of the world. Becky come back, do her dirty so she could get the heel turn, right? Okay, fine. I'm cool with it. But now, after all this time, now when you let Bianca beat Becky clean at Mania, there you go. It's made.
I hope
Logically,
she destroys Becky. I hope she destroys Becky.
That would be good.
Logically, you're thinking. You see, the problem is you're thinking logically, but I'm gonna think like Vince McMahon. That motherfucker's not logical.
No,
I mean, you did all that to give her a heel turn, then you put her in senseless matches for a year. Guess what? You lost some of the fan base because they didn't like the way the character was being treated. So why would they fucking come back just to see this fucking redemption angle? That should have happened a while ago. A while ago. It's been done. Everything in wrestling you think is fresh has been done maybe 8 times already. Everything.
Originality is dead, right? You can't only do but
right. Everything, but you can still put some spice or something on it.
Right.
Well, I was only bringing that up to say that I think it makes sense to push Ronda because they already built her up.
And then, okay, you give her the title. Then what?
Then you let her be the Brock Lesnar.
She's not traveling. She won't travel. It's not in her contract. She won't do it. She won't travel.
Listen. Did you not see how many years Brock Lesnar showed up to just a pay-per-view and maybe the Monday before the pay-per-view? It still worked.
Yeah, because it's Brock fucking Lesnar.
Bro,
I hate to be a sexist, but people give a fuck more about Brock than they do about Ronda. Ronda doesn't look fucking. She doesn't look friendly. She doesn't look happy.
Before she left, she was the female Brock Lesnar. I hate to tell you that, but that's what she was.
And she was not. She was not. Charlotte was the female Brock Lesnar. Charlotte is the one who made that match work.
Yeah, but
Ronda didn't make that match work.
So Charlotte is the writing for Charlotte is she can out wrestle you, she can outwork you, right? She's what's her move called again? When she flip over. No, the
natural selection.
She's the natural selection, right? But Ronda is written that she's the baddest woman on the planet. She could, like Brock, she can straight beat you down, right? So
she gets in the ring and can't do any of that.
Bro, she got the mystique of being a UFC wrestler, and all she
mystique will only take you so far. Undertaker had mystique for years, and he was a fucking circus act. They put him in the ring with everybody that was 7 feet and over, and it fucking shortened his career. Once Undertaker was allowed to wrestle, it was like night and day. It's night and day. Mystique will only take you so fucking far. And Ronda Rousey is no Undertaker.
No, but listen, it's still about money and business. So you ride that out. So you ride. I'm just saying, you ride it out.
I think Vince will lose money on her.
For Ronda?
Yep.
For Ronda?
I think Vince is losing money on her. Because when she's no longer there, then what? When Brock is there, then what? When he's no longer there, nothing. You're back to fucking. You're gonna go back to Charlotte. You're gonna go back to Becky. You're gonna go back to fucking Roman Reigns and whoever else. Roman Reigns doesn't even have a backup. If Roman Reigns were to get sick tomorrow, who's his backup?
Who's his backup?
Main event Jay.
Yo, Vahir, what's his name? Veneer, whatever the fuck. I hear he's coming.
Mahan. He's been in the works since 93.
Yeah.
Since Emelina. He beat Emelina's record of coming soon.
Right now, yeah. I think 2 more weeks.
Yo, if I was a porn star and I didn't come that long, I'd be making thousands. Coming soon.
Here's what's weird. He was already on TV.
I know, because the show is stupid.
It's weird.
I just got them telling you how dumb this show is, and you keep giving them excuses. It's dumb.
You know who had the best coming to the show? Yo, Nathan Jones. They put that on for like months.
Man.
He's in a cell in Australia. I am Nathan Jones. Oh man.
You know what happened with that?
Yeah, I know.
He had
he was a criminal and he was wanted by the law. And B, he didn't like traveling. When they fucking went on tour in Australia, that motherfucker didn't come back.
Yeah,
like, I'm home.
Yeah. How about that? They made him come out at 6'9" doing spin kicks. Like, what the hell are you doing? Chokeslam somebody. Oh,
he was good though.
Huh?
Hey, he found his love in movies. He's a great fucking heavy into movies.
Yeah.
So
then he got injured though.
Shit happens. Trust me, I know. Well, I'm running low on battery power, and I got a jet.
Oh, absolutely, man. Really quick question. I have one for you, man. I appreciate you being here, man. But I have one question. If there was anybody that they wanted to use as the person to beat Ric Flair's record and become a 17-time champion, would you choose Charlotte to do it, or would you choose John Cena to do it?
Charlotte, just because the family heritage thing works as a story.
I like this guy.
As a story. John Cena doesn't need it because right now John Cena's not in wrestling. So you give it to somebody who's still in the business, and plus it's the family, and I can imagine the visual of her crying and dead. Rick cries at the fucking drop of a fucking hat. He cries as much as he blades, so that's a lot. So I would pick Charlotte. I would like to see Charlotte do it.
Okay.
But right now they're saying her NXT reigns don't even matter. Go figure.
What?
Why? Yeah, they're not counting any of her NXT reigns for her titles. Zero. That don't matter.
I didn't think they did. I thought
wow.
That was just WWE.
No, they used to count those. When Neville came in, Neville came in, Pac, as former NXT champion. Why fucking say it if it doesn't fucking matter? Because they can Vince will rewrite shit on an instant. Trust me.
Isn't Charlotte on like 14?
Not counting those NXT motherfuckers, she ain't.
Wow.
No, I believe they still call her the 14-time women's champion.
They don't even acknowledge that she was NXT champion. They don't acknowledge what's that? Snoop Dogg's cousin, Sasha Banks. They don't acknowledge any of that. They don't even acknowledge Oscar.
They're still giving her the number. Not that long ago, they said
they would give it a number, but they ain't telling you where those fucking numbers come from. It's Goldberg numbers, son.
Where all Ric Flair damn titles came from?
Inflation.
Goldberg had all these fucking matches when he technically only had fucking 60 matches. Yeah, he was 301.
There you go.
Come on now.
Dark matches, brother. Dark matches.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
dark matches with Stevie Ray.
What's the deal with the pay-per-view this weekend? I don't. What is? Not even.
It's fucking gonna be awesome because there's gonna be wrestling on the fucking show.
It's not even a pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's a pay-per-view.
John Moxley versus fucking Daniel Bryan. They haven't wrestled each other since the Indies. That's just gonna kill it.
Dark match. Saying that this weekend. It's
Madison Square Garden, MSG.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden, but they didn't sell it. They didn't say it's.
And you want to know why are they having a show at Madison Square Garden on the East Coast on a Saturday? Because AEW's having a fucking pay-per-view on the East Coast on a Sunday. But WWE says AEW ain't a threat. Looks pretty fucking threatening to me.
Not when Cody Rhodes about to come home and be a bum.
Look, man, don't make me go to fucking Edgewater Park and fucking shit in your hat.
Listen, man, all I'm saying is this. If Cody Rhodes come back to WWE, I'm not respecting AEW. You can't have...
Guess what? If Cody Rhodes go back to AEW, WWE, I won't respect Cody Rhodes. How's that? Because you know what? Why go... Again, we talked about it before. Why go there where they shit on your dad's legacy? Why? Why go there when they shit on your brother's legacy who took a fucking bullet for that fucking company and had all these anti-gay fucking companies fucking trying to fucking, as they say nowadays, cancel his ass, where you had Scott Hall fucking quit the company. See, WWE, before I get off the air, because I got maybe one bar, WWE created their own enemy. They put Scott Hall in the ring with Goldust. Scott Hall says, I don't want to wrestle Goldust because I don't want to look like I'm beating up a gay guy. Vince got mad. Scott Hall had no contract at all. He had a handshake deal. So you can thank drug-addled Scott Hall for now everybody getting all these great contracts because Scott Hall was the first independent contractor to get a multi-million-dollar contract. Scott Hall did. Never won a title. Intercontinental, that's it. Never won a title, but that motherfucker opened the gateway. So you can thank Scott Hall for that.
You can thank the bad guy. Ain't that crazy?
Yep, thank the bad guy. He got more money working for Vince, working for less time. And if you notice, he didn't even give a fuck if he won titles or matches or not. He already got paid.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
The worst Cuban accent on the planet.
Worst. But guess what? Vince never seen Scarface before, so he thought it was great. I kid you not. You can look that shit up.
Even
Vince never seen Scarface. He said, "Wow, that's original. Why don't you like he told Eddie Guerrero, why don't you spick it up a bit?" Wow. Oh, he's not racist. He loves Martin Luther King. Fuck you, Vince McMahon. Yeah. Spick it up a bit. Or Shinsuke Nakamura. He thought Shinsuke Nakamura was the Golden Star. I can't remember his real name.
Oh man.
You know who I'm talking about for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Anybody who knows wrestling.
Wow.
He walked up to this guy and said, "How you doing, Shinsuke?" And he was like, "I know Shinsuke."
Oh wow.
Because he thinks all Asians look alike. Fuck Vince McMahon, his crazy ass.
Listen, Mr. Nubius.
Are you mad at me because I'm making fun of your stepdad?
That's my stepdad, man. You ain't gonna be talking about my stepdad.
You're starting to get the jelly neck. You're getting the jelly neck.
Get him mad.
Wow.
Oh man, I appreciate him being on here, man. We gotta get him back, man.
Well, let me know when you're ready to get back on because I'm running out of juice.
All right, man. Take care,
I'm gonna hit you up and we're gonna plan to get together, man.
All right, sounds good. Nice meeting you, cats. I love the show. Man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.
Oh,
all right, guys. So we got another WWE hater. Come on, you don't even know how to get out of here. All right, cool. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. We got covered a lot. This was pretty cool, man. Time was just flying. I was like, yo, it was like an hour and a half at one moment ago, like another hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
My wife is all texting me that dinner's ready, so I'm gonna have a picture for you guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually gonna have a picture too because my wife's making a chicken enchiladas tonight.
Okay.
So here's what's funny. Tonight, my wife is out at her friend's house, so I might just be going to McDonald's.
Hey, put a picture of that too. I mean, you might as well.
There you go. Whatever I get tonight, I'm sure y'all picture.
Yeah, my wife is gonna make some shrimp boils. If you know what a shrimp boil is, you know.
My family's from Louisiana. Absolutely, I know what that is.
Okay, so you know what it is.
And I'm mad that I can't get none.
She'll put it in a like an aluminum foil and boil it up, or like boil it up for you.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
Save me some.
Yeah, right?
Put it in the freezer when I make my way out there on that side of town. Just let me have it.
I went to a crab du jour last night, and I had a fried fish and fried shrimp.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah, it was just too much oil though. After when I like 5 o'clock in the morning, I woke up like, well, I feel sick. It was like it's just too much oil. It was good at the time, but then it's like
they didn't know what they was doing.
Yeah, there's too much oil. They definitely didn't know what they was doing.
Yep.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yep.
But
if it still had that much oil, nah.
Yeah.
Gallstone, we call that.
Man, I love this, man. This is so cool, and you guys are passionate fans, man. And I just love how we just talk about everything. We did some fantasy booking today.
Yeah.
And this was a cool show because we didn't really have anything to talk about but wrestling itself. Because we are a little ways from Mania and AEW. I guess this Saturday, right?
This Saturday, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So.
Yeah, man, I personally just like this, man, and then it makes it even better because on these days, it's even for me, like it's date night for me and my wife, but afterwards, after everything's winding down, I'm watching AEW, and then after that, I'm catching up on clips from Level Up, and which is the newest. I don't know if that's what they killed 205 live for, so sorry about that. But it's like, they have all these different shows and all this wrestling that's happening right now. So I love this show because it allows me to have access to all this wrestling, and it's always something for us to talk about.
And I'm learning so much from you guys. You guys, like, bro, I've been watching AEW on now it comes up on my YouTube all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I've been watching stuff. So
they infiltrated the algorithm.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on here? I'm talking about it now all of a sudden, but I've been watching it. Like, hey, so.
That's good, man. But like, you got me watching more WWE again, so it all works out.
I'm trying to like find time for both. You know, trying to find time for both.
Jesse said we're
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, Jesse. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
Definitely.
But yeah,
All right,
I think it's that time, fellas.
Yeah, man. You guys enjoy your night. I'm gonna go get some fast food tonight, and then I'm probably gonna play some games a little bit. So I'm gonna check out Dawn of the Monsters one more time because I feel like I didn't give it a fair, or I want to try it again. So
I'd like to talk to you about that too, man, because I last time I checked, you was excited about that, man.
I was, and I think the whole not having online multiplayer got me a little upset. And then I watched the real quick. I watched the interview that John Scar Ninja Guy did with the developers, and I think I got in my head that they said their inspiration was Streets of Rage, right? Now before that, I was like, oh, I love kaijus, Godzilla. I want a monster game. And then when I heard them say that, I was going into it like, oh, it's gonna be like Streets of Rage. Like just because they got the inspiration, don't mean it was Streets of Rage. So I was playing it like, why is it kind of stiff? Well, dummy, it's a giant creature bigger than buildings. So now I want to go back into it. That the game that I really wanted was a giant creature monster type game. So I think I was psyching myself out a little bit. It's Dave's fault somehow.
Oh man, that's messed up, man.
Dave's fault.
Because that was one game you was like, man.
I know. For like a month, going crazy, and then they put on Pro. So you know.
You know, well, hopefully, like I said, you give it another try. I'll actually try it again. I'll try it, well, not again, but I'll try it for the first time tonight. I'll try it and give you my thoughts as well.
Let me know.
Let's revisit that, man. Because like I said, that's man, that bums me out, man. That you didn't really, it didn't really, you know.
Yeah, it didn't hit home, man.
It didn't hit the way you thought.
Yeah, psychologically. So, but yeah, I think when I get off of this, I'm gonna figure out what I'm eating, and then I'm playing it.
All right, yeah, send us that picture of that quarter pounder, man.
A quarter pounder with bacon. I think I'm gonna add bacon and no onions, and I'm good.
Whoa, okay.
You gotta tell them to put Big Mac sauce on there.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Oh, you never did that, man?
Nah, man. We're gonna end up having a food podcast, man.
Anytime I get a double cheeseburger, a quarter pounder, or any kind of burger from McDonald's, I always tell them no onions and add Big Mac sauce.
Okay, well, I'm gonna end up doing that. I'm gonna write these notes down. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't want to drag it out any longer, y'all. Y'all take care, man. Peace, man. Have a good night.
All right, man.
Later, y'all.
Later.
Take care.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon.